Hello, hello everyone. Puzzle Pulsar here, and today I am joined once again by Kace. Go ahead and say hello. Oh, and now I can't hear you for some reason. Hold on. All right, try to talk. Huh. Discord is acting really weird today. Oh, I hear you. You're coming in a bit staticky, so I think it's a latency issue. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's coming in all garbled. See here, region, U.S. West.
Hello.
There we go. I think I fixed it. We had a little bit of a problem with Discord servers. I think what was going on was it was picking some weird. Maybe it was picking like an Asian server or something. Yeah, that can happen. I think.
It's very strange, whatever it is.
Yeah, but like the moment I picked I picked US West. It was just like, okay, you're good. Like, okay,
Extra bizarre.
very bizarre. All right,
But
so
hello, I'm here. I'm here.
all right,
It's
cool.
everybody's favorite color. I'll shut up now. Go do your intro.
Oh no, it's fine, it's fine. Um, yeah, so the plan today, and I told Case a little bit about this, is we're gonna try to unlock the gateway over here, and it requires a ton of materials. Like it requires, let's see here, 4 metal beams and 4 concrete blocks. I have 2 concrete blocks loaded in my Tatra Force, which I freaking love. And right now, I'm trying to open up this crossing that's over here on the Yellow Rock map. I have a feeling that there's this really dangerous area over here that's just full on ice and like,
I'm
I don't
looking to
know,
see where you are.
huh?
Okay, so you popped over on the other map, and you're up the. Okay, now I know where
Yeah,
you
I'm all the way over here right now.
are. Sorry, I've still got a bit of a dry cough from the COVID, so I'll try to
Oh, it's
mute
all
most
good.
of it. Okay, I'm not seeing it pop up on my side. What do you need? What do you want me to bring?
Right now, I'll probably need a wrecker soon.
I
Um,
can do rescue.
yeah, if you could just be rescue for right now, maybe bring over another vehicle. But right now, I think I need to load. Well, yeah, I need to load up the Tatra, and I need metal beams. I think there's some metal beams over. Yeah, there's metal beams over in the storage zone to the. I believe that's south.
Let me consult. Metal beams, metal beams.
There's like one over here, and then there's a metalworks factory that I need to open up. I might need to open, but there might be some on the lowlands. But
Well,
I
there's a few structures I don't think we've picked clean yet, but I don't have a very good insight as to which ones are still intact, as it were.
yeah, you can poke around there.
Cargo available. I'm just going to swing over with some fuel. How about that?
All right, sounds good.
And we'll kind of take it from there. So, you like the Tetra Force so far?
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
it's a lot of fun.
I just wish it had a little bit more clearance. That's all.
Oh
It
yeah.
really needs active suspension.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all it needs. But otherwise, it has a huge crane, which is super handy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Now,
very handsome, which is
now
important. Everybody don't think doesn't think it's important, but it's important to have a
it
handsome
is
truck.
very important.
The most important.
That was funny on that one stream. What is it? I got rated. I got raided by that was the one stream I was solo, but I got raided by a VTuber sister of mine, Cheru. And so I'm like, oh, cool. It's like just as I got the force, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I made the paint scheme essentially like her colors. I'm like, okay, well,
Oh,
this is
cute.
the Cheru now. Yeah, it's so cute. I mean, heck, I was even able to take then I like looked through the color schemes, and I'm like, wait, some of these are actually the color schemes of like some VTubers I know. For example, my Azov right now is Nia Mama, who,
You
funny
really need
enough,
to
is from
do
Russia.
a
Oh,
little
this is.
bit of trailer maintenance in terms of
I
picking
know.
up after
Yeah,
yourself every
there's
now
a
and then.
lot of bad. There's a lot of bad. Just like there's just a trailer lying around here, a trailer
I'm
lying
just,
around there.
I'm just saying, there's like a truck worth of trailers here.
Oh, I know. It's stupid.
I
If you want to pick them up, go for it. By
Oh, I'm
all
not going
means.
to. I
Okay.
No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. I have worn many hats in my life, but none of them was a maid's hat, and I'm not going to start now.
Nice.
I'm far too handsome for any of that nonsense. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the Tetra and a bunch of gas over, and
All
I'll
right,
help
sounds
out and
good.
play rescue rig. You know
Also,
what you're doing.
yeah, apparently that was totally safe. I had worries because this map, it's very deceptive on what you can and can't cross, like with ice.
Yes. Reminds me. Actually, I might take this Zeeker.
It reminds you of the Kola Peninsula.
Well, the thing in the cola is I know what I can and I can't cross, and what I can't cross is anything that would make anything even mildly more convenient. I don't
Yeah,
really
that's
have
true.
to worry about what's going on. I just have to ask myself, would this make it more or less convenient if I could cross? If it would make my life better, I'm not allowed to use it
Hmm.
because that's the way that cola works, and fuck us.
Welcome to Russia. Fuck you.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it makes sense as to why their trucks are all that way, but
Yeah, exactly.
somebody was posting. Let's see if I can find it if you're really that curious. But somebody posted an awesome, hey, I'm in Russia and I'm restored this motorcycle, and then they go out and they ride it in the woods and stuff, which is cool because there's a whole lineage of Russian dirt bikes that the West really doesn't know anything about.
Ooh.
And there have been attempts to write books, but nobody really recorded anything because it wasn't really
Oh.
taken very seriously. So, and they all have kind of samey names. So, like Minsk and Satellite and Sputnik and Jupiter, and they all have like spacey, cool names.
That sounds so
Well,
awesome.
I know. Well, there's like 15 different Sputniks. And to make matters more complicated, like you would think, like, okay, maybe the Sputnik company put this out, right? Like the
Hmm.
Sputnik motorcycle company. Well, it would say like the Sputnik motorcycle company has produced this motorcycle. Um, the problem is there wouldn't actually have been a Sputnik motorcycle company. They would have just like had the regular company and then just named like had a division that was called that.
Oh.
And so it's the most confusing thing ever to try and figure out what the hell they're talking about. But
Hmm.
anyway, so he posted a photo. He posted like a little video of him riding around in the Urals. Yeah,
Oh.
the roads are that bad.
I would be surprised.
The roads are that bad. I don't think I've ever really seen anything that
Oh my
bad.
gosh, actually come to think about it, uh I don't think I've asked my VTuber mama about that, Mama Nia. About like how the roads are in Russia. Although
You should.
she lives in like a very or she lives in like a very nice city at least I think.
Yes, she is a city girl, as I understand.
Yes.
I've talked to her, I think, twice or maybe three times. She's very sweet.
Oh yeah. Mama's awesome.
Yep, she's a cinnamon roll. There we go. And I don't know what her plan timeline thing is for moving to the U.S., but
Yeah, I was
potentially
curious.
that might
I
make her a little bit more easily streamed, if that makes
Oh
sense.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that is either. I know she was last time I checked, she was looking for a oh, what is it called? A visa lawyer or an immigrant lawyer or something like that.
Last time I talked to her, we were talking about the size of U.S. grocery stores.
Oh.
Well, so have you ever been outside the U.S. Puzzle?
uh no,
Or the
I've
moon, I should
never
say.
I've never been like yeah, I've never explored outside of the United States. Uh as
So
a space bun. But yeah, go
I've
on.
been I've been into Europe a little bit, not as
Mhm.
much as I would like, and not recently, but I've been all over South America and Mexico and Canada and all those places. And aside from Canada, which is basically the nation number one at being America's hat, um, the size of American grocery stores is a
He's massive.
thing. Well, like most gas stations are about the size of most grocery stores internationally.
Mhm.
Like our mega service gas stations that we go into that has like the cafe and the everything else in it is bigger than a lot of grocery stores are internationally. And the amount of crapola that you can get in an American grocery store baffles the mind internationally. Um,
It's because it's big box mart, you know? We gotta have all the things. We gotta have all the selection, you know?
well, like I try to explain to people, they're like, "Oh, I got this thing, and blah 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 blah," and like they're talking about like how they made whatever sandwich burger or whatever it is, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it took me like 4 days. I had to go find the special grocery store across the street, like across the whole city, and it was like a whole thing, and I had to take two buses and a cab and
Oh my gosh.
everything else, and you know what is okay? That's a sign. I just never saw it from this angle." Um, there was a neon sign on the roadway here, and I was like, "What the hell is that? That is a UFO. What is that? What is that?" I
Unfortunately,
almost
there are
had a
no.
heart attack.
There's only king shenanigans here. There's no UFOs. This isn't a mirror yet.
But there we go. And it's like, yeah, man, I have like 15 different kinds of corn at my regular grocery store. Like, I don't
Very
need to
true.
go anywhere, especially in the Midwest. I mean, like, bro, I got corn for days here, son. I got corn for days. I could go a month and never eat the same kind of corn twice.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. Okay, now I'm finally on the other map.
I know it takes a bit. All right, so actually I should probably you know what
You know,
I
I don't know what Blood Runner's going to be like, but I kind of think this would have been really cool if we had bush planes or helicopters.
oh gosh I don't this engine can barely contain
No, 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 not in this
energy and
engine,
so
but like, how neato would it have been to be able to like, I don't know, have to have all these different airplanes and stuff.
that would be cool.
You get the Super Cub with the JADOs,
Ooh.
which I'm pretty sure is strong enough to make airborne backwards.
The Super Cubs are the literal like kings of like STOL, right? Short takeoff and
Yeah.
landing. Yeah, I thought so.
Well, so they at Valdez, they have a bush plane competition every year. And there's usually like 10, 15 mile an hour winds that blow into Valdez during when they have these. And that is usually enough to make the airplane dangerously light.
Oh.
The 10, 15 mile an hour headwind is enough for some of them to take off all by itself.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there's like footage of them with like a 4 foot landing roll or a 4 foot takeoff roll rather. It's completely bananas.
Hmm.
At which point, just get a goddamn helicopter, people. Just get a helicopter.
Why? When you have an S-Toll Cub?
Well, like I sat down and thought about that, like for a long time when I was up in Alaska years ago, because I saw a bunch of them. Um, when we were going up to Coldfoot, we saw a bunch of them, and they're cool, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the whole time I was like, okay, so stripped down of everything, they have about 100 pounds of cargo they can carry,
True.
and because they can't take off or land with a very large fuel tank, they only have about 120-mile range.
Oh, that is right. Mm.
So why wouldn't you just prefer to have the helicopter?
Well, I mean, if a helicopter loses, a rotor or something, you're falling to the ground pretty quickly. I mean, I honestly, I kind of have a bit of a fear of helicopters.
Well, I mean, in what they call it in Alaska when somebody crashes, they call it gone missing. They don't do a search and rescue. You're just gone missing.
That's
It's just
terrifying.
it's just a given that you're not coming. They're not going to find you.
Well, yeah, it's a giant
Like
ice box.
they'll fly the route, and that's the most you're going to get.
Ooh, jeez.
And if they don't find you, which they never do, you're basically just boned. At which point, I don't really know if crash landing the helicopter versus crash landing the plane is really doing you any favors.
Yeah, then I guess a helicopter would make sense.
Well,
I
and
mean,
like if
it
something
would
starts
be,
to get weird, you could just land.
yeah.
You don't have to wait for the
Sure.
thing to fall out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Curiously, where are you right? Oh, okay. Are you sure you want to? Oh, wow. How are you managing to get through there?
With the Zicker,
Oh, okay.
it just doesn't care.
It just doesn't care. It just goes straight through. It's just like, eh.
I've been in fourth gear the whole time I'm crossing this. Like it
Ow!
just doesn't care. It's just like there we go. I'm now crossing back onto pavement. Um. Oh, also, so this is gonna. This is. There are concerned parties potentially, but
Uh-oh.
for anyone who's a NASA collector who likes weird NASA or space memorabilia and all of that stuff,
What's
hmm.
going on now?
So there are some space knives floating around right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think you sent those to me.
Um. Well, I talked to Kat about it a little bit to kind of warn them, and I'll say it here. There are only two kinds in the modern, like let's say NASA era. There are only two kinds of knives that have ever been issued by NASA. One is an out of production Swiss Army knife, which has a shuttle emblazoned on the side, um, with a little coin basically that is made out of solid silver, and it is quite difficult to miss. And the other one is an Emerson Spec War with
Mm-hmm.
a very specific blade. There's a total of a couple hundred, all of these guys combined. I want to say there's probably only 20 of the Spec Wars.
Ooh.
Um, there are none on the market. So anybody who says that they have a space knife is not telling you the truth. What is happening right now is that NASA entered into a program to basically have Christmas presents for their ground crews.
Mm-hmm.
So they bought some pocket knives and some multi tools because the kind of nerds that they have that work there are into those kinds of things. And they say NASA down the side. The the overruns from that contract are now kind of floating around. They
Mm-hmm.
have basically no affiliation with NASA and they shouldn't be purchased because they're not actually. There's a whole weird thing that we can get into that I've touched a couple times, but those are not supposed to be sold to the public.
Oh, gotcha.
So don't touch that stuff. And they're going for a couple $100 each.
Oh,
And
wow.
they're out there. And I think some guys in the contract overrun collectible field who just like weird stuff that shouldn't have been made. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
probably that's fine. You know what you're getting into, but don't get any NASA knives. It's like NASA lighters. There is no such thing as a
Yeah.
NASA lighter. There is a pair of NASA wristwatches though that have been issued over the years.
Actually, that reminds me, there was a pin that Grumman made to commemorate the landing of the lunar module that was given to all employees of Grumman. Uh, I specifically those I think that worked in the is it the Calverton plant? I can't remember, but it was given to all the employees there, and I actually have that pin. It's
That is
really nice.
rad as fuck.
Hell yes.
I approve. See, that's
Y-
the cool stuff. That's all of
Yeah.
the coolest stuff from NASA. The stuff that was not even from NASA. It's like the weird Grumman stuff and the weird Boeing stuff and the weird Northrop stuff.
Oh yeah. Heck, I even still have some very obscure oh, what is it? Actually on my computer, although I shouldn't have, well, you can stick it in, put it other places, but on my computer I actually have a KA6D, which is the oh, what plane was that? I'm looking at it right now. Um
KA6D.
it's a variant of the A6. It's a buddy tanker variant. So you
Yeah.
know how instead of having like a super tanker, you'd
Oh,
have
it's
like
the
one of these that
A6.
are
Yeah,
launched
yeah,
off
yeah,
of
yeah,
a,
yeah.
yeah, the A6 Prowler, I think.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Um, oh no, I'm falling into the ice.
I
I'm
hate
gonna
those
back up
things.
before that happens. Really?
So I'm a Navy brat, right?
Yeah.
I was born at Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but the A6 is the most ungodly loud aircraft of all time.
I did not know that.
And I can still, to this day, like one of my earliest childhood memories is watching my mother and my father quietly curse at the dinner table as a flight of them comes over top and stuff is vibrating off of the shelves. Because we were stuck on base.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this was pre-Gulf War One. There isn't a whole lot of funding. Officers aren't getting paid what they're getting paid now.
Yeah.
Okay. I am at the factory up here. I'm going to drop the.
Oh, which factory is that? The cement.
Oh, yeah, where
Okay,
you've
yeah,
got the. Okay,
I
there's already a
grabbed
gas
both the
station up here.
yeah, I grabbed both the concrete blocks. Yeah, I already had gas up there, sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm going to come visit
Um
you then.
but yeah,
Because you look stuck.
no, I'm not stuck. Um
Yeah,
what's funny is I've learned over the years or from my from Grandpa Pulsar that the what is it? The EA6B. I
yeah.
think he said that one of the ways that they actually like developed that for because it's a four-man aircraft. They literally took an A6 and they just kind of extended it out like a limousine, like the prototype airframe. Like, okay, well
Well,
that works.
the A6 has a hidden. It has a hidden stepfather, or it has a
Mm-hmm.
hidden father, which was the Black Knight, which
The
was the
Black Knight.
Navy's. Yes, it was the Navy's first jet-powered night fighter, which
Oh.
should tell you exactly what time it entered into service.
Mm-hmm.
And then they couldn't really get rid of them because they had a whole bunch of them, and it was a really good, strong airframe, and they just had too many of them. There was a whole proposal to turn it into a missile truck called the Missileer.
Oh.
And the Missileer was viewed as a disaster. Um, the Missileer was just not a very good. It was not a good idea. Um, but the Missileer started a whole thought process that gave us the F-14, the F-111,
Hell yes.
and would go on to give us the A6, which shares a fairly similar form factor to the Black Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever look at a photo of a Black Knight, you can kind of see the parentage between the two of them. And the Black Knight also had, later in its life, when the radar got more advanced, they emptied out these huge, because this was World War II tech basically.
Yeah.
They emptied out the hello.
Hello. Also, I need fuel. And I
I
just
know.
realized that the Azov's in our way. Thank you.
Take as much as you need. I'm just
I'm
gonna
gonna.
follow along behind.
Okay. I'm gonna probably have to get the Azov out of the road because it's just kind of chilling up there. I left it there because I wanted to get these concrete blocks out of the way. They're annoying.
I see the Azov. I'll move it.
Alright, thanks.
No problem. Okay. Yeah, so we went straight from Pearl with the loudest
Mm
goddamn jets in the Navy's entire.
hmm. I could just imagine.
And then we went out to no, I can't remember the name of it. Hold on, it's right here in the middle of Missouri. Anyway, it's where they based all of the B2s and the B1s.
Oh.
And the B1 is incidentally the loudest thing in the United States Air Force is in Pearl. And we were right on the flight line basically. We were like right off the flight line.
Oh gosh, I can only imagine.
And every like 2 or 3 a.m., which is when they would go up to go do their night, practicing, everything in the house would shake.
Jeez, that's ridiculous. Oh my goodness.
And then a little bit later, before we moved out, they got the B2s. They finally moved those guys over from Area 51 or
Mm
wherever the heck they had been. And I remember watching. So there was like this little shack at the end of the runway, um, and it looked like something like where you would put like lawnmowers. And
hmm.
during the
Mm
day, you would just it's invisible. Who cares? But before the B2s would fly, these guys would get on bicycles and they would ride down there and they would park their bicycles and then they would pull out a whole slew of different RC planes with Christmas lights attached.
hmm. Uh
And
huh.
in the
In the what?
sundown, they would take in the immediate post sundown, right when it was super black,
Uh
before the
huh.
stars are really up. They
Hold
would
on, do
take
this
off
one
and
real
they
quick.
would fly
Okay.
these things. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, no, you go ahead. I was just checking sound levels.
They would fly these things, and they'd fly them out on the outbound course. So if anybody was trying to snoop and take photos of the B2s, they would see these man-made UFOs that the Air Force would fly around for about 30 or 40 minutes. before they'd land them and take the B-2s off.
Holy crap! So essentially, they were creating, that
Yeah,
they
it's
were
a UFO
creating
program.
UFO. Oh my gosh, I did not know the Air Force, made UFOs. Like actually, they're like, ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep us in the loop about that stuff, guys. I love those stories of intelligence agencies or like the military literally just coming up with what is it? Faking things to the public because the public can be very, very nosy at times. It's like we don't want you
Well, they
guys to
didn't.
know about all this.
They didn't want anybody. So my understanding of what was going on, um, having talked to my mom about it, this was like many, many years later, was that there was apparently some concern in the Air Force about thermal intelligence. Because
Oh,
normally the B-2s would fly high enough, and once they were at cruise, they would throttle the engines way back,
I see.
and kind of rig them for cold running.
Mm-hmm.
But they were concerned that on takeoff, when the engines are, cranked up, um, that somebody could use some kind of thermal camera and
Imaging.
figure out, yeah, figure something out. I don't really know what they were concerned about, but Whiteman
Well,
Air Force Base, that's the name of it. It took me a minute.
mm-hmm. Probably something to do with like thrust and how much thrust it's putting out.
Well, I mean, like, we still don't really know very much about the B-2.
That is true.
Um, and we still really don't know anything about the follow-on project, the B-21 Raider,
Mm-hmm.
which is its replacement. Other
Oh.
than we know that the B-2 is supposedly not going anywhere anytime soon.
Is it just that damn good that it's just like, yeah, yeah, we're not getting rid of this thing,
Well, they've run into a couple problems with it,
or
and
is it
and
financial?
it's not financial. It's
Oh.
primarily that because the B-2 is so slow. Um, like it's big missions in the Middle East and wherever else. Those guys are in that airplane for like 60 hours,
Oh, jeez.
and that's kind of that's kind of pushing how long you can have somebody in a cockpit that small.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a little bit of room where they can kind of get up and move around, and they do have a chemical toilet, but my understanding of that flight profile is that they are basically on drugs the whole fucking time.
On drug. I like they never go to sleep, or they just like take caffeine pills and are just like wide awake the whole time. Like, all right, let's just fly this thing.
Oh no,
I
they
don't know.
take meth.
Okay, that's good. At least they take regulated naps, because like I
No, no,
could
no,
see
no, no,
some issues with
not
that.
naps. Meth.
What? What?
Yeah, methamphetamine is known as pilot salt in the business. Is
Pilot
still
salt.
the pilot salt. It's still the weapon of choice to keep airmen awake and aware.
Okay,
So,
so just get the pilots on meth. It'll be fine. They'll be fine.
well,
Have
so what
goodness.
we know, and we don't know oodles and oodles, but what we know is that they take off and they're both like normal, and then one of them takes a pill and that like knocks him immediately like right the hell out. He is
Mm-hmm.
immediately like put to sleep for like 12 hours or something.
Oh my gosh.
And when he wakes up, the other guy does the same thing. And it's worked out with the dosage way beforehand, so that they're both awake when they're over the target zone. Um, but they may be kind of like infiltrating and exfiltrating enemy airspace for like, let's say, 14 hours. So to keep them at 100,000% focus, they're on. I don't. I can find it if you're really that curious, but there is a specific drug that they take. Uh,
Yeah, I'm
that
not
people.
that curious. I'm just like, hold on, what? So they just, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, F-16 pilots take it, and F-18 pilots take it, and we've seen instances mainly with F-16 pilots because they're solo in the cockpit, right? So like when they get weird, there's no one to kind of be like, "Yo, man, like I'll take
Are
care of
you
this."
okay?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. In the Mud Hen, in the Strike Eagle, or the Super Hornet, there's another guy in the cockpit, right? He can kind
Yeah.
of, and he knows the pilot well enough that he can say, like, "Man, you're off." But there's been a couple instances with F-16s where, they hit the wrong targets, or they see things that aren't quite there, and they make bad calls, and we get some friendly fire as a result,
Oopsie.
or they blow up a school full of school children.
Oh my, I really hope I don't want to believe that that's true, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised
And well, this is the big thing with this is why the Air Force loves drones so much,
because
because
drones fly themselves,
yeah, you
and you
can
can
just
have
have a
people on
guy.
shift.
Yeah, you
Why the
exactly.
hell can't I?
And so, like, what they're talking about doing with the Raider is, pardon me, um,
I'm sorry, I need you
the
to back
Raiders.
up a little bit.
Yep, yep, yep. I'm scooting. So with the Raider, it's optionally manned, but they will man it 100% of the time that there's a payload on board. But what they're talking about there is that they might put everyone in the cockpit to sleep,
Oh.
and let those guys just like veg out.
Oh, for
Yep,
fuck!
yep, yep. Okay, hold on. Let me drop off my. Let
Oh
me
my
detach
god.
my trailer. Hold on. This is not a big one. This is
Yeah, I
not a
know.
big.
This
This
isn't big.
this isn't big. We got this. Let me get into
Please don't fall
position.
down yourself. Please.
No, no, no.
Okay.
I'm in the Zicker. I'm fine.
You say
I'm
that.
just I'm just going to get into position here where I have a nice clean run, and I'm going to be able to gently pop you up. Okay, hold on. Let me get my lunch.
All right.
I like that. Okay.
Should have tried the
Oh,
higher road.
that's a tree.
Or wait, no, this is the higher road, isn't it? Crap.
Okay, pulling.
Okay. All right. Okay, get into reverse.
Okay, you're off.
All right. Okay. All right, I'm
Do
getting
you
my
want me to
crane
pull you
going.
straight back, like right
Yeah,
into
get
onto
me
the
back
trailer? And
onto the road. Let me just get the cargo first. Oh my gosh, I lost all of it.
okay, let me scoot around.
I wonder if it'll allow me to load it here like this.
Well, I'm glad I brought the Zicker.
I am glad you did too. I'm like thinking to myself, I'm gonna probably need a wrecker for this. Something horrible's gonna go on.
Well, the high road here is not particularly welcoming either. Okay, how many fell out? Two more.
Yeah, two more.
So if you can, put them in my bed
Oh, good
and
idea.
drop the trailer, and then I'll just tow those.
Okay, sounds good.
So
Here.
let me scoot over so you have an easy access to my bed.
All right.
And then that'll make it a little easier on you because that trailer is doing nothing for you.
Yeah, it really isn't. Clunk. Oh, please stay in there. Yes. Okay, I'll take this one and give it to you. Uh-oh.
Okay, packed cargo. They took it.
Okay. Come on up.
Almost there. I can scoot over if you need me to.
Nope, I got it. Careful.
Drop it right there.
Careful.
Nope. Nope. Let me scoot a little closer. Is that any easier?
That was beautiful. Yeah, that makes it easier. Come on up. You know, come to think about it, did the crane match the color of this? Oh, it did.
Yeah. On
That's
the force
nice.
it will.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't it? Right there, right there. Drop it. Got it.
Okay.
Okay,
Woo!
I'm
There we
gonna go
go.
back and pick up my trailer. You just drop that trailer you're hauling now. Just get rid of that thing.
Okay, I can get rid
We'll
of it.
worry about that another time. Those aren't even like a particularly expensive trailer or
Oh
anything.
gosh,
No
no,
worries.
they aren't. I could literally delete it right now. Okay, crane mode.
Okay, I'm back over to the other side nice and safe. I'm just going to pick up my trailer and then I'll follow along. So don't you worry about
All right.
anything.
Okay,
I
I'm.
got you, baby.
Oh,
Coyote's
oh,
here.
oh,
Don't you
oh,
worry.
oh, oh. Okay. I'm probably gonna need help out of this ditch.
I kind of anticipated.
Oh, you stupid concrete block.
Yeah, concrete blocks are like the worst. Okay, let me get my winch, get my trailer.
Please, for the love of goodness, let me. What? Oh, I can't pack my cargo because of. Oh, that's stupid. I'm not level right now, so it's not letting me pack it. Okay, restore crane.
Okay, well, you tell me when you want me to start towing.
Yeah, I'm stuck on a tree too, by the way. So this will be
Okay, hold.
fun.
Give me a minute. Just delete that trailer.
It's not giving me a prompt to delete it.
Okay. I'm going to need a moment to slip by it here.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can move it or not.
Okay, there we go. I'm safe. I'm going to come down the other side. I'll latch on and start pulling.
Alright,
Give me
I'm
a
just
minute
gonna
to
leave
kind
it
of get
stuck in
in
this
position.
tree.
Screw that tree. It's a trailer
Yeah,
tree now.
exactly. Exactly. Alright. Mashichu, do not jinx it. Do not say that. Oh my goodness. My man. No. He's basically like, imagine both of you getting stuck at the same time.
Well, I don't, man. Okay, here's the thing. I never get stuck
Uh-huh.
unless I want to.
Oh, oh. I think I made it
And
up on my
sometimes
own.
I do want to because, I get bored.
Sure, that's the reason. Okay. Ooh, we got the cargo. Okay. Now it's time to carefully.
I'm just going to stay right where I'm at. Wow, that trailer is not giving you any favors, is it?
Can I delete it now? No, I cannot.
Okay, stop, 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 stop. I'm going to come over
I'm
and help.
stopping. I'm using my handbrake. Oh my gosh. This
Okay,
this
detaching trailer.
this is getting a
I
little
have a, I
terrifying.
have a, I have a good solution. Let me get my angles squared away here.
I mean, I
Okay,
could come down this ridge, but I don't know how. Yeah, this ridge is pretty
no,
steep, but I No,
Don't.
don't.
Don't. Let's just be paranoid.
Okay, okay,
I'm just
okay.
gonna bump into you here.
All right, go ahead. I'm turning off my handbrake.
Bumping.
Okay, going into low. Keep bumping.
I'm bumping.
All right. Oh, it worked.
Perfect.
Woo!
Okay.
Excellent.
Now let me get out of here. You go ahead and go forward because I don't really know the way.
All right, sounds good.
Just slip past the trailer there. I'll pick it back up. Yeah, the Force is pretty sure-footed,
Yeah.
but there is a limit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me
Okay,
pick the
and I
trailer back
think
up.
we're going. Yeah, I can't make it through here, can I? We'll see. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way,
Okay,
this
trailer back
way.
on. All
We'll
gold.
see if we can make that.
Okay, disaster averted.
Yay!
Goodness gracious, that was ugly.
Oh, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I have
So
plenty
yeah,
of caffeine, so I am
we
gold.
were we were talking about what again? What
Oh, the
pilots and meth?
B-21.
Yeah.
Yes, pilots and meth. Yeah, so the B-21 is going to be piloted by somebody on the ground for like it's getting across the ocean where there's nothing to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then those guys wake up and they don't need tons of drugs because they have a little cot that they can lay down on,
Yeah.
and then they'll wake up and they'll be in there, they'll do whatever they need to do, and they won't need to rely so much on pilot salt. But that goes like way back. Um, that's not a new thing. That's We've been doing that since the Second World War.
What, keeping people on? Well, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
the pilot meth thing. Okay, yeah.
Well, and it's not just pilots. They talk about it with the Germans more, but the Germans had
Oh,
tanker
yeah.
chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Pervitin was the trademark name for that.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't there some story about I don't know if it was a tanker or like a soldier that literally just was like, just take a bunch of these, or just took a bunch of them and just like totally wigged out in the middle of like the forest in the winter, like took off all his
No,
clothes and whatnot.
well, that's paradoxical undressing, which is a whole other thing. But
Huh?
there was paradoxical undressing, is what
Yeah.
that is. That's a whole nother thing. But what happened is, so the Germans would get issued their meth in a little cardboard sleeve,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew pretty quick that those cardboard sleeves, like anything that they kept in there, just attracted water, and tanks during the Second World War leaked every time it rained, so everything got wet.
Yeah.
So they would take them out of those little sleeves, and the one thing that they got all the time was there's a chocolate brand called Shaka Cola,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes in a little tin. It comes in a little circular tin, and the chocolate is apparently extremely good. I have never had it, but it's apparently still in production and still very good.
Ooh.
Well, what they would do is when they eat all the chocolate, they would put their Pervitin in those tins to keep it safe because it was very controlled when they were allowed to take it. It wasn't just like, hey, do whatever.
Uh-huh.
Um, like the commander would be issued the, pardon me, goodness, he would be issued the Pervitin, and it was up to him to know when it was okay to take it. Well, anytime we knock these guys out, U.S. troops in particular have a pretty bad reputation of looting anything that isn't bolted down, and anything that is bolted down, well, we would bring wrenches. Um, so they would find these tins, and Pervitin was chocolate flavored
Oh.
at the time, and you would chew it.
Mm-hmm.
And so these American tank crews would find these tins of chocolate and see these little chocolate colored things inside that tasted like chocolate, and not really knowing what they are, they'd eat it all.
Oh my
And
god. Oh
you know,
no.
that was all of the meth that was like for like a 5-man Panzer crew.
Holy shit.
And guys would completely lose their shit. And it gave rise to this belief that,
Hey, how's it going?
all of the German,
Two trucks.
hey, um, all of the German guys were on meth all of the time. They really weren't.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
But it led to this whole belief that you can't eat anything that you would take from the Germans because it all had meth in it. And there were like
Oh.
stories that like their canteens have meth in it. You can't drink their water. Their cigarettes have meth in it. You can't smoke their cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, their rations have meth in it. You can't eat their crackers. They have meth in the crackers. Um, it didn't, but we didn't really want our guys eating captured German food anyway.
Yeah.
Um, because our stuff was better, and we didn't want our guys getting sick off of foreign rations in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But there was still this whole thing for years and years and years about how
Holy crap, there is actually a path through here. Go on.
I'm just watching you go over that hill. Um,
I'm not dead yet. Whee. My
but
back hurts like hell. I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
gotta get some Tiger Balm, my man.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, we're just
That stuff
talking
works.
about World War II
Methamphetamine.
myths, meth, and yeah, basically. Wow, is this gonna get me banned from Twitch? I really hope not. Talking about
No, I mean I'm
it's
not
it's
telling
about
people how
history.
to
It's
take
about
it.
history.
There are whole books on this stuff.
That's very true. I freaked out there for a moment. I'm just like, oh gosh. Oh no 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 no. Okay, we're good.
Just take it slow.
Okay, differential lock activate.
You
Differential
want to
lock.
poke?
No, I think I'm good. I just need to figure out how to. Sorry.
Gooch back. You're good. Sorry, I'm
Careful.
coughing so much.
It's all good. Um,
Yeah, COVID's a bitch.
yeah. I haven't actually gotten it, which I'm very fingers crossed I never do, but, I consider myself very lucky in that regard.
It was bad, man.
Yeah.
I mean, last week I was going to play with you, and then I had family who was going to come, and then at kind of the last minute, I got it, and that kind of
Oh.
screwed everything up.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, it was super bad. Like all of the skin in my throat like sloughed off.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was super fun. This is the road from hell.
Oh, this isn't as bad as some of the other roads I've been on.
No, but
How,
this is a really bad one.
yeah, this is pretty bad.
This looks like a blast zone. Like stop for a
Oh.
moment and like look at this. Look at the trees over there on the far left side blown down.
Oh yeah, there must have been like a huge no, you know what happened here? I can tell you what happened here just looking by the map. There was an avalanche.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so because like if you look at it it's all muddy, if you look at everything around it, it's like snow. There's like snow literally everywhere and then there's just this like muddy trench here and there's like a power
Well,
line that's just totally down.
I'd like to go
So,
up to the top and see what's up there.
oh yeah, If you want to go not well, yeah, I've been up there. There's nothing really, but
Well,
you can go up there if you want.
I kind of do and I don't. Also, I've got cargo right now, so. How are you on
Hey,
fuel?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, it's not too far from there, so you can drop off your cargo and then go over there while I go search for some metal beams.
Well, I'm gonna go and find gas and refill the fuel tanker here because I'm drinking it at a
I could
prodigious rate.
imagine the Zickers is just consuming the fuel from that thing like crazy.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but the Zicker's not actually gas or diesel powered. It's actually a giant steam engine.
Wait, what?
It's a
No.
joke. That's
Okay,
a
yeah,
joke.
I thought so.
But yeah, this stuff burns it by the shovel load.
Yeah, just he just consumes it. Heck, I think even the Tatra and the Azov are more fuel efficient.
I think the only thing that, well, the Zicker functionally isn't super bad because I don't ever get bogged down anywhere and get stuck. Because like the twin steer is probably the worst,
Oh, I could imagine.
but
Actually, I
the
could
twin
imagine.
steer is really bad because when it gets stuck, it just drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks, and it doesn't have a really big gas tank. Um, this doesn't have a large gas tank, and I'm chewing through it at under throttle. I'm peaking at about 6 gallons a minute.
Oh my gosh.
Normally, it hovers around somewhere between like 4.5 and 5, but it peaks at 6, 7. Oh, I just
Mm-hmm.
hit 7.2, seven
Yeah, I
four,
I barely get up to 3 or at times.
8.0.
Hmm.
I think 8.0 might be my limit. I just hit 8.0.
Oh my
Oh, no,
gosh.
8.3. Well, keep in mind, I mean, I've got concrete blocks and I've got a gas tank behind me.
True.
So I am
That
actually
will cut your
hauling
gas.
a lot of crap.
Yeah, my truck's barely hauling anything compared to you right now.
And I'm also probably made out of a mixture of pig iron and depleted uranium.
I wouldn't be surprised if the sicker was actually depleted uranium.
It's good metal, is antimicrobial. Yeah, you know,
Yeah, and it
good
also
radiation.
is very good for armor plating.
We can do better now.
Oh?
Ever since we invented Chalbum, we can do better.
Ah.
You can thank the Brits for that one,
Hmm.
which is about the exclusive military innovation I'll give them any credit for.
I still love the horrible
They've
idea
been,
of using depleted uranium ammunition. Nothing says F
well,
you, nothing says freedom like using depleted uranium on third world countries.
it's the density of it
Yeah,
because
that's true.
we just don't have a whole lot of things that are easily machined that are any denser than lead. And DU has the additional benefit of being not only denser than lead, but hard. So it's got a Rockwell hardness of around 55,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty smoking hard as far as things go. Because, like on an A10, that's like a 30 millimeter cannon, something like that. 23, 30 mil, something
Ow.
like that. Um, okay, let me drop mine off.
Okay, let me go back to the Azov. I want to try to do something.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and refill, and then I'll rendezvous with you when you're ready to make another run over here.
Okay. I wish there was a trailer store around. Is there a trailer store in the, I'm gonna check map render real quick.
Over here, I don't think there is.
Oh my god,
Um,
that's bull! Ugh.
Go ahead
I
and top up while I'm here.
Oh, are you over by me? Oh no, I'm not. I'm not in the force right now. But yeah, good idea. Um, I do have a fuel carrier all the way on the other, over by the other gateway.
Well,
It's
the
got
gas
40.
station should be open, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the gas station's open too, but that one's closer as well.
Because I can. Well, I don't want to just. Because then we end up with round robin just taking from one gas tank into
Okay,
another.
yeah, true.
I'm going to go back either to. I'm trying to think which is the easy. No, the easiest way is to go over to the gas station. So I'm going to go over to the gas station. Did you get the bridge over by the hotel up?
That one, yes. Wait, which bridge?
Um,
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did get that one.
Next to the gas station, so that's up.
Yep, that's up.
Okay, so I
Um,
can just stay on a road pretty much
oh
the whole
yeah,
way
you
there.
could just stay. Yeah, the council has been alerted. Let's see here. This is absolute utter bullcrap. Yeah, no, they're. Why?
You know why?
Why?
Because fuck you.
That is very true. They're just nothing but freaking trailers just littering this landscape. I need to get the Azov out of here.
Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm off and on my way. There we go. There we go. Also, no reviews yet or any information on the Dakar game yet. I have been keeping my
Oh.
eyeballs peeled for you.
Oh, thank you.
If it's any good, I'll let you know.
All right, that's good. Cause yeah, I know there's another VTuber I think that would be interested in that game. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I
Well,
mean,
there is a cute foxo that I tried to get interested in such things, and they were like,
are we talking about the same Foxo?
maybe. Are they
I
cute?
think so. Uh, are they red?
Yes.
I mean, I talked to them and they're like, heck yeah, let's go. When it
Okay,
came to
well then
this
see,
game.
see, you have much more powers of persuasion than I do.
Eh, I don't know. You tell someone collab, hey, you should totally collab with me. They totally are like hella.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I haven't even debuted yet, so
Yeah, that's true too.
you get
Let's
all the
see. Can
exclusive
I?
pre-debut coyote action.
Let's see if I can make it through here, or if taking a shortcut through here is gonna.
And
It's
I
not gonna
don't
go over well.
know. Next week, I may have a different name. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, you're gonna have a PNG. Or I'm
And
sorry,
a
I didn't
different
say
name.
anything. I didn't say anything.
Uh-huh. You could say I have a PNG.
Okay. Was this the path I took?
Everybody's going to kind of know it's me, but
True. True. True.
I
True.
have a very particular knowledge set amongst
Mm,
VTubers, it
mm,
seems.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
there's really not that many other
The
people it could be.
motorcycles, yes, that's very true.
Motorcycles, guns, big trucks, yeah, and a crippling obsession with Kalashnikovs. Don't ask how many I own.
I don't want to know. I'm concerned with how many. If it's an exorbitant amount.
It's an exorbitant amount.
Oh dear.
Well, they used to be really cheap. Like when I
No, that's.
started collecting,
Mm,
when I started collecting them, I could get a crate of 24 of them for about $500. I mean, I was a dealer at the time, so I'd get a
mm-hmm.
crate and I'd sell, and like if there was a nice one in there, I'd keep it. and then I'd trade to
Hmm.
other guys, and it wasn't so bad.
I just had an idea. All right, why don't you scrounge around in the lowlands or where? So where are you going right now? You're just going to go get some fuel.
Right now, I'm going to go rebuild fuel, and you can kind of see where I'm on the map. I'm going back kind of towards where the entry to this zone is,
Okay.
the old one. I'll be over there in a minute.
Can you go over to the warehouse over here and grab like a
Show me
metal
on your
beam?
map.
Okay.
Show me
Are
on
you
your map.
watching the stream?
I am watching the stream.
Okay. So there's a warehouse over here. Um, nearby you. Like I
That
guess
one.
just drop
I
your
see it.
trailer because this
How
part's a
many would
little
you
bit of a
like?
bitch. They've only got one steel metal beam. But what I'm gonna do
That's
is I'm
good.
gonna stage them. I'm gonna use this trailer here that I have on me, and I'm gonna just like get put a use a crane. Oh wait, you don't have a crane. Crap.
No, but what I can do is I can go get gas, and then on the way back, just pick that up. And it's really that's no skin off my nose.
Okay, and you can
Um,
bring it back over to the you want to bring it over there? Because I was just gonna put it on or use the Azov
yeah,
to
I'll take that
crane it.
that beam
Okay.
over there. Don't you worry about it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
I'm
get
gonna
gas
get.
too.
All right, I'm first going to get rid of this trailer because it's annoying because it's starting to annoy me, and I'm like, and I don't want to leave it somewhere.
Well, don't be annoyed. You gotta take care of yourself, man.
Okay, maybe
You're
I'll just
happy
leave.
with the
Maybe I'll
carrot.
just leave this like literally in the middle of the road.
That's fine. I'm not taking that road. That road sucks. That is the worst route that you could have taken.
Really? I thought
I
it
think.
was a decent route.
Look at the route I'm on right now. This is the better route.
Yeah, that's the route taking right
That's the
now.
route you
I'm
should
literally
have taken
following
to
you.
headed over there.
Okay.
But it's okay. You're not very good at this game. I understand.
Oh, would you excuse me? I am almost level 26 right now. I'll have you
No,
know.
no.
I'm going to
26 is
when I get to level 26, the first thing I'm going to do is buy the Azov Antarctica and just flip it. And then just be like, okay, this thing sucks.
I don't know why they put that at level 26. I
I
just do
don't
not
know either.
understand
You know what?
why
They
they
should have put it, but they should have made the Big Daddy Azov like level 26.
I don't know what they were thinking when they did that because it's really just not a very good vehicle. It's just not.
It's crap.
It is absolutely crap. Okay. I'm gonna take a left here, go
I
get
mean, on the
gas.
Tatcher factory map, they literally haven't turned over one in the river.
Yeah, and it is to use the strictly technical terminology, it's 10 bitches in a bitch boat to get that thing out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only does it flop over really easy, and then does it want to continually flop over very easily, but it weighs 10 trillion pounds.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. I mean, like if you told, I'm not even joking right now. If you told me that they put lead ballast in the thing so that it didn't get blown over in the Arctic, I wouldn't blink at that because that kind of makes sense, right? Because the Arctic's flat.
True.
They don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But I don't know why it has to, the whole articulated thing, and
Yeah.
it's just not very well thought out.
No.
It
What?
feels to me like one of those vehicles where they could, so they did, rather than asking themselves if they should.
Mm-hmm. Please don't be stuck. Please. Okay, we're not stuck. God bless the wenches in this game. Come on, get up. There we go.
Yep, I see the bridges. Okay. Um, no, and the only thing that I really kind of wish that this game, I love the big truck stuff.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do wish they had more use for smaller vehicles.
Oh, like the
Like,
scouts and whatnot?
yeah, because the scouts like are kind of garbage once you get to the really nasty maps. because they just get stuck everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, yes, the Ford doesn't really get stuck pretty much anywhere, but by the time that you get
Ford's
to the
just like
Ford,
F you. That's why
well,
I
the
love
Ford's
the Ford.
great,
It's just like, yeah.
but then you get into this other problem where by the time that you're running around in the Ford is too small to make a recovery vehicle of because all of the
Yeah.
trucks that you're driving by that point are so big. The Ford is dwarfed,
Mm-hmm.
and it blows my noodle bucket apart because like all of the trucks that you start the game with are like the size of the Ford. You know, like the white Western Star
Oh
and the
yeah.
Pace Car and all of that stuff. Those are like Ford size. I mean, an
Mm-hmm.
F-750 is not a small thing.
Yeah, no, it really isn't.
What I want is a more comprehensive tapestry of vehicles. So, like, oh, I got to go run the medicine over here. Well, I don't want to take a truck because I need to be fast. And I might want to cut through the woods, so I want to take a dirt bike. Or I need to carry more than that, maybe pull a little baby trailer. So I'm going
I'm
to take a four-wheeler.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole speaking of like the dirt bike and whatnot, that oh gosh. There was this guy on YouTube who was making like a review of like the Deuce and a Half, and he's saying like if there was like an apocalypse or a zombie, uh, a zombie apocalypse or something like that, he would go walk past the Deuce and a Half and go towards a dirt bike instead.
Oh, easily. So there's a thing that Honda made for many years. There's actually a whole series of them called the XR series of dirt bikes.
Mm-hmm.
And my first bike that I ever sat down and like built, and I mean built as in like took down to the frame and refinished the frame and did the whole thing, was an XR 400. And I will say this as a guy who's probably rebuilt about six of those over the years now.
Mm-hmm.
There is no nothing on this earth capable of destroying an XR 400 that wouldn't cause an immediate fatality to the person who is riding it. Um, if you were close enough to the nuclear blast for it to harm the XR 400, you did not survive. Because I'm pretty confident you could drop a building on an XR 400, then set it on fire, then drag it out with a winch, kick it down a flight of concrete stairs, set it on fire again, and drive over it with an Azov. And I really don't think the XR 400 would know that anything has happened.
Holy
I
crap!
think I think maybe you might be able to break a turn signal, but it's an XR 400, so it doesn't really care because it's a dirt bike at the end of the day, and broken
Mm-hmm.
turn signals are part of it. And you can pick those things up for like I see them on Craigslist all the time because they're all dead now because nobody knows how to clean a carburetor. Um, so you find because they're carbureted, they're older
Yeah.
technology. They came out in the mid '90s, and the XR stopped being sold because it was too slow, not because of anything else. Compared to the dirt bikes that were coming out, we had like I'm not going to go off on a whole tangent, but there was like a revolution in dirt bike technology
Mm-hmm.
when we started to get fuel
All right. Good
injection
night.
in dirt bikes. Night, Chief.
Not wish sweet dreams.
I wish you savory dreams then,
Oh.
not sweet ones, or maybe just fulfilling ones. I'm not really sure. Um, but the XR ended up being really slow in
Mm-hmm.
comparison to dirt bikes that were rushing out, so they canceled it. I'm pretty confident about 99% of all of those XR 400s are still out there
Wow.
because you can't
You
kill
can't
them.
kill them. Well, I
You
mean,
just
if
can't
people
kill them.
don't like clean the carburetors, maybe.
Well, that's the thing. So I've already talked about um, shitty gas and attracting water and everything
Oh
else,
boy. Yeah.
but you can go buy an XR 400 that hasn't run in 10 years and pull the gas tank out and clean the gas tank or throw it away and buy a new plastic one, which is like $120. Don't ask me how I know. Um, and you can either clean the carburetor, which is very easy to do, and you can watch a YouTube thing and do it in half an hour. And get a carburetor rebuild kit and put the whole thing back together in 45 minutes to half an hour.
Oh,
And the bike will probably start first kick.
wow.
And like you'll drain I mean, if you want to rebuild the whole thing, which you should, um, you drain the fork oil and the fork oil will come out black as night, which is
Mm-hmm.
bad because it's supposed to be clear.
Yeah.
Um, or you'll drain the rear shock and it'll come out black as night. You can put, and this is no joke because people have done it. You can put like vegetable oil in there, and the bike will just take it. It'll be like, oh, this sucks, but okay. I guess this is my life now, and it'll just go. It'll work. You don't really ever need to purge the brakes because they're not working on particularly high pressure, especially compared to modern brakes. So they're easy to mend. They're
Sweet.
amazing bikes. They're just a little slow. You want a bike for the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do is go on Craigslist and find an XR400, and it's going to be some guy who says it ran when sat 15 years ago, $600, get it out of here. Or an XR500, which is kind of a completely different operation, but kind of the same setup ultimately, or an XR600. And I mean, the XR650 is still sold. You can still buy that. They have not made a single change to that bike except for stickers and paint color since
Wow.
1992. That's
Damn.
not even the oldest bike that's in production unchanged. I think that award still goes to the DR650 because that one entered production in
DR650 by Honda or someone else?
that's a Suzuki,
Oh, Suzuki.
and Suzuki hates spending money, and I mean like pathologically, like to the point where it doesn't even make sense. They hate
Mm-hmm.
spending money. They hate spending money so much it's comical. Oh, I
Okay, wait.
can't.
Was Suzuki the guys who made the bike that you went on a huge rant about? Oh, wait, no, that was freak. What was it? I can't remember the manufacturer now. Damn it.
It could be KTM because I think we're
Yeah, it was
talking about.
KTM. It was KTM. I was like, I know it starts with a K. Oh God.
I've owned a lot of Suzuki's over the years too. And the nice thing about Suzuki, this is a legitimate nice thing. Let's say the last time you owned a sport bike was 2005,
Mm-hmm.
and you really want to own a sport bike again. It's been 15 years. Well, guess what? That same bike is still in production unchanged.
Wow.
Because to change it, they would have had to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not how Suzuki rolls. So I came all this way to refill this gas tank, and they don't want to
Yeah.
refill the gas tank.
You don't want to refill the gas tank.
They don't want to refill it. I think because of a cert. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hop out and get into the Ford F750, which is right next to me, and ask you
Uh-huh.
to jump into the Zicker and refill the gas tank because I think
Okay.
it's a desync issue.
Oh, you're back over. You're over at the. I'm over in the lowlands right now.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I can. I'll go back over there. All right. So you're in the F750.
I am now.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the Zickers. All right. Ugh.
And then just refill the gas tank.
Okay.
Oh, pop my back. No, Suzuki doesn't spend money on anything. Ever. Ever. They just came out with two new bikes. They have the same dashboard that they've been producing since like 2001.
All right, I filled it up.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go back to the lowland and get into one of my one of the three Azovs that's over here. I just need to figure out which one it was.
Uh-oh.
What's uh-oh? I'm concerned.
It's not letting me back into the Zicker.
Whoa.
It might let you. It might be making you swap completely out of the map before it'll let me back in or something.
What? I'm already swapped, though.
I don't know.
Alright, let me go back to the map, get into the Ford, and see if it lets you back in at the Zickers. That's freaking weird.
Well, I just jumped into the Tatra Force.
Alright, try to jump into the Zicker.
Okay, I'm back.
That's... okay,
This
I guess you
game.
can't switch... This game gets funky at times.
Well, this is a Russian netcode. I don't know really what we're expecting. Or sorry, Ukrainian.
Ukraine.
But no, I can go on a whole rant about Suzuki. Trust me. They're not worth it most of the time.
Really? Yeah, that makes sense.
I like them. I want to love them, but I can't. I mean, they're not as bad as KTM, but nobody's as bad as KTM.
I still love that fact that the KTM boys will really, or the KTM fans really like their KTMs, but like are just like
They're
no,
all
no, do
terrible.
not buy them. Don't buy them. They're crap.
No, and that is no joke. You will never find anybody who has owned a KTM and has been a KTM owner for like a year. Okay, so like if somebody just like they bought their first KTM and it's like 6 months old, they haven't done the first gas, they haven't done their first oil change, and they haven't like lived with it yet. That's like a toxic relationship before it's gotten toxic, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
she's still best girl. You haven't seen the cracks in the facade yet, and you don't really know that KTM is not actually best girl. It's actually Cthulhu space monster. You just don't know yet.
That
But
feels like
nobody who has them for very long will tell you to buy one.
hmm.
It's a terrible curse. Don't do it.
I mean, I feel like for a while that was the same way with me and like Elite Dangerous. I'd say, oh yeah, Elite Dangerous is a great game. Don't buy it.
Yeah, no, it's not like just KTM people. I think Elite Dangerous does kind of have that same thing where it's like, I want to love this, and I can see that the bones of something really beautiful are here, but there's all these execution problems.
Oh gosh, yes.
And I mean,
Like
like in Elite Dangerous, it's like it takes you 75 hours to do anything. And the amount
I
of
love.
grinding in that game is ridiculous.
I actually had a person like be like, "Oh yeah, you play Elite Dangerous too? Oh cool, yeah. Well, we should totally collab and whatnot." And I'm like, "Cool. Yeah, my ship is in the center of the galaxy right now. If you want to meet me over there, go for it."
Well, and that's the
And
thing
there's
that
Jack all over there too.
so here's and this is my thing on Elite Dangerous. If they had fixed like multi-crew earlier to a
Yeah.
much higher degree, I think that could potentially be a really hot shit
Oh
collab
gosh,
game,
yes.
because that's one thing that right now, um, and I'm not saying Star Citizen is anything but a scam, because it's a scam. Okay, it's a scam. It's a scam. But that's one thing that or Star Citizen really kind of has going for it. That all of the ships are kind of multi-crew, and they have, like you can walk around in the ships, and like you kind of got to know what you're doing, and you go
Mm-hmm.
to different places, and like
See when
there's some potential there, but it's still a scam.
yeah. The one game that I think was like that actually has done it really well, and I haven't done No Man's Sky multiplayer yet, so I don't know how that is. But
Oh, that's great.
Pulsar Lost Colony, that game's multiplayer was amazing. Well, it's like the only problem with that is you can't play it single player, but that game's multiplayer was fun because you had someone playing as a captain, which was me. You had
That
like
was
the
you actually
pilot,
played that earlier this
engineer.
week.
Yeah, I did. Or yeah, it was on
Yeah,
Saturday. Oh my gosh, it
I
was a
watched that. That was a
blast.
fun stream.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really fun stream to watch.
But yeah,
Um,
like that, I think their execution in that regard is great. You know, that kind of like fun romp and stomp, quick play kind of action, whereas like Elite Dangerous is just like the slow burn. You know?
hey guys, we're gonna go do combat in Elite Dangerous today. 12 hours later. Well, there's a ship over there, but I'm not really sure if we want to go fight it.
Yeah,
So we're
exactly.
gonna end the stream here.
I think that, that is one thing that killed Elite Dangerous, in my opinion, is like the whole idea of having the engineers and you had to like grind your
Oh,
ship to make
the
it
engineers
viable.
are terrible. The engineers are terrible. I That's when I left
Yeah.
because I loved it until the engineer stuff came in, and at first I was like, "Oh, I can go to the engineer; it just makes everything better." Okay, and then I went to the engineer and I got a really shitty upgrade, and it was like, "Why is everybody else getting RNG? Oh, it's just RNG. It's
Yep,
just
it's
RNG."
just RNG. It's
You know what?
ridiculous.
That's a terrible mechanic to put into a sci-fi game. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. I mean, your player base is full of nerds. We understand we need to slow people down mechanic when we see it.
Mm-hmm.
No, as for No Man's Sky, I did the Code Lab No Man's Sky with my husband for like 2 years nonstop every
Oh.
week. Couple times a week, every for about 2, 3, 4 hours. It's pretty good. It's not very hard to meet up. The only thing that kind of gets into it is because travel is so fast in that game. Um, you really need to kind of make a concerted effort to stick together. Um, because the base gameplay in No Man's Sky doesn't really reward you sticking around on any given planet and like stripping it fully or
Mm-hmm.
fully exploiting a planet or even a solar system. So you get into a thing where it's really kind of not ideal now with freighters and stuff, which is some of the newer stuff. Um, what we ended up doing is we didn't build a base anywhere. We bought a freighter, or I bought a freighter, and then he would just park his ship on the freighter.
Oh.
Um, and then I could tool around, and we didn't really have to worry about any of that. And that actually worked just fine. But you do kind of need to make a concerted effort to stick together.
Oh,
Just
I
because
see.
he could pop into his ship and immediately get like halfway across the galaxy if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And it's easy because you're like, oh man, I need paraffinium or whatever it is. And you just kind of single-mindedly go and search a paraffinium or whatever you're looking for, and you're like, shit, where the hell am I now? And then like we had more than a couple situations where it was like, okay, the only thing we're going to do tonight is try to figure out where you are and where I am and where we can meet
So it
back
doesn't
up
show
together.
you like on like a galaxy map or anything where you guys are?
It does, but you can't always make like from to jump from star to star. Sometimes they're too far, sometimes they're not far enough.
Oh.
Um, and of course, the freighter has a different like kind of jump engine um,
Mm-hmm.
than theirs do. And then we ended up in kind of weird situations where like the freighter has a minimum jump distance,
Oh.
which is pretty huge because that freighter got pretty built up by the end. And it
Mm-hmm.
was really great for clearing really long distances. But holy crap, if he popped over one system and wanted me to bring the freighter over, that was the end of that. That turned
Oh.
into a night. So yeah, it's completely multiplayable, and the
Mm-hmm.
community is very nice. They're sweethearts.
Yeah.
Um, there's currently a thing going on where they try to. There's like a big station you can kind of go and trade, and it's like a little social area.
Oh.
Um, and the kind of current thing is to try and see how much you can give another player without them noticing.
What? That's funny.
Well, because the old guys at that game have gotten so much money that there's nothing to spend it on, and they just really love the game. And when you're kind of struggling along, and somebody gives you like $12 trillion out of the
Oh my
blue,
gosh.
while you're like, oh, I want to buy this upgrade, but it's really expensive, and
They just like secretly slip you in. It's like, wait, what? Where did this money come
yeah,
from?
exactly.
It's
And
like the opposite of pickpocket. It's like the opposite of pickpocketing. I
that's the
love it.
current game that these guys are playing amongst themselves, to find like new players and then to anonymously give them more than anyone else.
That's hilarious.
And that way
Also,
for a
I finally
while,
got my
and I
Azov
look.
stuck unstuck.
Oh, good.
Bro. Yeah. It was pretty
Um,
stuck.
and I had like old gear on,
Mm-hmm.
so I looked like I was pretty low level, and I
Yep.
wasn't. But I didn't have the new stuff, and like six different people were like slipping money into my pocket when I'm trying to like pick up quests and stuff. And I remember leaving and like looking at my inventory and being like, "Oh, there's a bug," because I only had like $20,000 and now I have $20 trillion. Because once you get really far along, you basically are printing money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's pretty cool. There's a lot of depth in No Man's Sky. I think it's a good game, but I think you'll
Cool.
probably get more as a streaming game out of it on the single player.
Really?
Um,
So not like a
I
collab?
You could, but the issue with the collab, so like if you're doing your solo and then you're going to go collab, it's like a whole new instance versus your solo
Oh,
game,
got you. I see what you're saying.
because it picks you both up and puts you
Story.
kind of in its own in one instance next to one another.
Gotcha.
Um, but I think it's probably more of a. I
No, no,
think
no,
you'll
no,
get
no,
more
no.
out of it doing solos, because that way you'll be able to focus on the beautiful vistas, and there are very many of those, and the weird alien life, of which there is much.
I
Um,
think I should give it another go, but like when I played it, it just didn't. I guess it's because I didn't get that far, but it just felt like yeah, a bit of a grind fest at first, and I'm like, oh boy, I have to build a vase. Oh boy, I have to do this stuff, and I was like,
I think well, there's a grinding element to it, but it's been pretty well alleviated for the most part.
mm-hmm.
There is a grinding element in, let's say, the first 6 hours or so, because it's trying to show you all of like, this is how you do this. Um, but
No, no.
it falls.
I'm
Do you
good.
need me to come? Do you need me?
No, I'm trying to get rid of these trailers because I
Okay.
am sick and tired of seeing them.
Um, but once that kind of falls away, that game is basically just go do whatever. But there is much of a narrative. There is one, but it's very bare bones and it's very pulled back.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I got the metal beams. I'm on my way there now.
Okay, cool.
I kind of appreciated its. I'm gonna say a thing because I don't know how else to say it. It's stoner chillness, and you kind of know what I mean. Like, it's just there's not a whole lot of pretense. It's not really trying to force you to. It's not an action game. It's just like, hey, look at this cool stuff. Isn't this
Mm-hmm.
cool, man? And that's kind of all it has. Now, Hello Games is working on another game. Um, and as far as I am concerned, they have my love and affection,
Huh.
because they stuck it out with that game and then gave 4 years of free updates,
Oh.
huge updates, and they could have taken the money and run.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't. They
And
wanted to save, or well, not really. No, I don't know if I want to say save face, but
well, they could have taken it and changed their studio name and gone on and done another thing.
mm-hmm.
Because they had more money than God. Um, but they didn't. They chose to stick it out. And they're like, hey, updates are going to take a while because we're not doing. Nobody's working from home during the holidays. Like that's not allowed. And like people work regular hours. They're not allowed to work more than 40 hours. Like they seem to actually give a shit about their crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Massey Chu's completely right. They stuck it out and fixed their shit. And I super
Yeah.
appreciate that because they super did not have to. And so, whatever new game they come up with, I will give the benefit of the doubt to, and I will probably pick up and play. I don't know if it'll be my most favorite game ever, and blah 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 blah, but um, I super appreciate that they did the right thing. There we go. And we have no word on what they're doing next, but it will also be procedurally generated.
Hmm.
So probably more space stuff.
Space. 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 Can we space? Ba 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 ba. Space. Ba 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 ba.
Well, I mean, like if Elite Dangerous and could
Star
unfuck
Citizen.
itself,
I mean, yeah,
it
that would
would
be
be Star
nice.
Citizen.
Yeah. Um,
But Star Citizen's a scam, and you can't play that because it's a scam. It's not a
I
real
think
thing.
the only time I will play, and they won't do it. I think the only time I will like go back to Elite Dangerous is if they let you walk around your ship because I want to walk around my
Oh
Anaconda.
no, they
Damn
do
it,
that. They do that.
huh?
They have space legs now.
Yeah, I know, but you okay? So how the space legs work? They called it their Grand Armstrong moment, but all it does, all it literally does, is it takes you from your cockpit and just slaps you onto the ground. It
Yes,
doesn't.
you
I
still
want to get
cannot.
out of my cockpit, walk around on my beautiful, glorious Anaconda, and my beautiful, glorious, massive Anaconda, and maybe
I
go to my
want to
bar.
see. Yeah, I want to see what my interior spaces look like.
Exactly. Same thing
I
with
I
my
mean,
crate.
I was a Python guy, never an Anaconda guy, but yeah, I want to like what is the interior? What's the inside of my ship like? I mean, I'm spending all this time here, or in my Diamondback Explorer, or the Keelback, or like whatever it is that you've got, but you don't really get to interact with your ship very much,
I just
considering how much
imagine,
time you spend in it.
and I want to play the fun game of look at or count the exposed wiring on my Anaconda. Because I could just imagine it's like, oh look, there's some exposed wiring here. Okay, there's a panel that they didn't close up. Because there's like a
And
lot of that in the cockpit. I love
that
it.
is one thing that they did really well in um, Star Citizen is they went and got architects
Hmm.
and had them design the interior spaces.
Really, they actually got like people to design those things. Wow.
Yeah, they got naval architects to come out and design all of those interior spaces.
Oh snap!
That's why it takes so long for any
For
of those
them to come
ships
out
to.
to ships and literally they cost like a crap ton of money.
Yeah, and so they do the ship on like an exterior thing, and then they have we don't know who they are because they're not telling anybody, but they have like some guys who work for them who are naval architects who do like yachts and commercial stuff and I guess some military stuff. I don't really know. And they come out and then they have like a hollow space inside, and they put all the components where they need to go, and then they say, okay, design the space inside. And some
Mm-hmm.
of those ships look absolutely gorgeous. You can tell
Mm-hmm.
which brand ship you are walking around inside because they all have like design cohesion. This brand this is the way they do their interiors. And this brand, this is the way they do their interiors.
Yeah, they do not. In Elite Dangerous, there's like it's like Imperial ships and non-Imperial ships.
And that's
Oh,
kind
and
of
then
it.
Saud Kruger.
Yeah. But I it's just irritating. Okay,
Oh
metal
yeah.
beams dropped off.
Sweet. I'm gonna go grab some. I found a whole bunch of other metal beams, so I'm gonna grab those right. They're on a trailer, so I couldn't be arsed to bring to take the entire trailer with me. So I've got a bandit towed behind me with a. Oh, please tell me. Okay, I did it. Do have a low boy on it. Um, with a low hitch, so that I can just hitch on with that, so I can uh, unpack the cargo and just put it into the Azov. Okay, you didn't flip, did you? Okay.
Okay. I'll
I'm
meet you
always
at the gate to this area, and then
okay.
I'll follow you over.
Sounds good.
Okay, let
Woo!
me make a run back.
Oh my gosh, this thing's actually pushing me. What the hell? Freaking bandit. Anything but like doing anything but climbing, it's really good at. But once you start like giving it a slight tilt, yeah, no, gonna flip.
Well, the Frito Bandito is really good in mud. It's
Oh
really
gosh,
good in
yes.
mud.
It's
It's
literally pushing the
rocks that
Azov
are the
right now.
problem,
Yeah.
or ice, or snow, or
Which is
road.
like 50% of which is like 50% of this game.
Unfortunately, but as a DLC early vehicle, it's really awesome
Yeah.
because that's kind of I think that's the role it's supposed to fill.
Mhm.
I mean,
Like
have you
early
tried?
game.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, have you tried like the 681?
No I
I'll
have
pull
not.
my 681 for you. That thing has so much power. Um, so I can have whatever trailer I want attached to it because it's a semi. It
Mhm.
doesn't really have a bed or anything, but I can have so much juice with that thing that it will drift whatever trailer I'm pulling behind it going straight up a mountain.
Oh my goodness.
It is the most hot rod that ever hot rodded hot rods. It is absolutely incredible for pulling really huge stuff, but because it's American, of course, it has no off road tires to speak
Mhm.
of. And so the moment that you take it out of Alaska, it kind of falls apart. But if you're in Alaska, oh man, that thing's gold. I towed that dairy, you know, that big, huge one that's stuck at the bottom of the creek.
Yeah. That stupid
I
thing.
towed that thing straight up.
Mhm. Holy crap.
With the 681, I pulled it straight up. It was in fourth gear by the time it got to the top. Absolutely no shits given. The amount of just umfwala that the thing has is bananas. But there's no really awesome early game mud truck except for the Bandit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it comes with the off-road tires, which is huge early game.
Mhm. Oh holy crap, this does have two of them on it.
So what?
Alright, time to switch over to the bandit. This is the dumbest thing ever. I wish I could just like unpack cargo that's not attached to me, but whatever. Change truck. Watch this thing flip
Well,
over trying
this
to get
is
this on.
SnowRunner, so somebody's brilliant idea. Ooh, I got a little hung up there.
We have to be very, very careful. 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 And we overshot it again.
Also, I have been watching. There is so far to date no information on Blood Runner.
Interesting. Okay. Hey, it attached. Okay, cool. Unpack that cargo. Go back to the Azov. Get that beautiful crane going. Boop. Come on. Come on. Pick up.
I'm still just bummed we got a really crappy Dakar this year.
Oh, yeah. From what it sounds like, it was just like, oh. There seemed to be a lot of drama, though, so that's a thing.
Well, there was a lot of drama that didn't really affect anybody that we care about. But we got
Mm-hmm.
one guy who came out of nowhere that we didn't know about, Mason Klein, who's 17, who will be a force to be reckoned with.
Cool.
First time a rookie has placed in the top 20, and he didn't place in the top 20, he placed in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that on a third rate, third string team. That's
Damn.
absolutely incredible. And this is his first professional event.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's the most unheard of. And I mean, he's been in. You can't do pro events when you're a minor. So he's been in
Mm-hmm.
like national level events, but there's no international level. At least for with the way that American dirt bike stuff works, um, there isn't. We don't really have a good system to prepare riders for the Dakar right now.
Mm-hmm.
The best we can do is prepare guys for the Baja, which is kind of similar but not. Um, the the Baja is longer than any single stage in the Dakar, but it's also a one shot.
Oh,
So the
shit.
bikes are. You okay?
Oh, going? No, no, I'm just looking at the map and I'm like, wait, I'm plotting my route the wrong way.
Um, and we just don't really have a good way to prepare these kids for that. So
Mm-hmm.
he's done a Mint 400 and he did a junior Baja, which is the Baja 250. And that's it. And then he came out and he knew how to navigate and he knew how to do everything. And I watched an interview with him and his dad, who I had suspected was like some maybe like had been to the car a couple times, so he kind of knew how to prepare. Nope, his dad doesn't even ride motorcycles.
Wow.
Um,
Dad's just like, I'm proud of my son and his achievements. I have no idea what this Dakar is.
well, he
Is
had
it a type
apparently
of car?
he'd done truck stuff at the Baja,
Oh.
so he wasn't completely ignorant, but they had learned about the Dakar like a year before, and he had said he wanted to do it, and they apparently have quite a bit of money, and his dad's connected somehow. I don't really know how, but his dad had some connections to give him some really big sponsors because most of Mason's sponsorships were private, which is to
Oh.
say, rich people just gave them money to go do this, which is fine. I have no hate for that. That's the way racing works sometimes.
Simps
But
be simps.
well, it's just the way it goes. Um, Gentlemen racers or guys who are there because of money have always been a part of the sport. Clearly, his son is not a gentleman racer. He has the skills to be fully pro, but his dad is a gentleman racer, and that's fine. That's part of the sport. Um, but Ricky Brabeck came back from a 2 hour screw up because now we know what happened. Yeah, somebody handed him the wrong road book,
Oh
so he had the wrong map.
my
So
gosh.
2 years in a row, completely not his fault, like at all.
Why are you in the water? Ship's collab was yesterday. Yeah, well, the Azov is actually part boat, Mashichu. Didn't you know that? I mean, were you on this? You were there on the stream where I literally took an ads off, and the only thing that was sticking out of the water was the freaking snorkel. Oh my gosh, that was like my first SnowRunner stream too. Oh lord.
That was also a really good collab yesterday. That was a lot of fun watching you guys go.
Oh gosh, yes. Mm-hmm. We were just screwing around with ships.
Yeah, Navy family or not, I was completely uninterested in ships.
Really?
I
Huh.
don't know until about 5 years ago, and then I linked it to you. I read a book
Mm-hmm.
um, that somebody had given me while I was on vacation. So I'm gonna be off in the woods for about that was Canada. So that was about 4 months. I was off the grid basically.
Oh wow.
Um, and I always try to take a whole bunch of books about stuff I don't know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that was one of them. And I got completely wound up and absolutely fascinated by it. And Massey, I've read stuff from before. He's primarily a biography writer of historical figures. He's got a whole bunch of biographies on kings and queens and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not really sure where he got motivated to write that, but his work on World War One naval action, which is what I linked you to, is
Mm-hmm.
incredible. It's called Castles of Steel. Highly recommended.
Ooh.
And that was my introduction to Jutland and the Battle off Cornell and the East Asia fleets and Germany and von Spee and
Oh nice.
Jellicoe and all of that stuff. I had no interest in any of that stuff before. Um, and he taught me to hate the ever living shit out of Beatty.
Out of
Um,
who?
Beatty.
Beatty. Who's that?
So Beatty was the number two man in the Royal Fleet during World War One
Mm-hmm.
under Jellicoe. And Jellicoe was the guy who should have had the job because he
Yeah.
was wired that way and he knew what he was talking about and he was the right person for the job. But
Oh hello.
Jellicoe is like the most boring man on the planet Earth to talk to. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna follow after. Um, and so nobody at court knew who he was. Nobody really liked him. But Beatty was super popular. He was a cool kid who was dating this American, and she had all of this stuff kind of going on, and blah 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 blah. And she was a Harris, and she knew all of the cool dance moves, and she was an awesome entertainer, and she knew everybody. She was politically very well connected, and Beatty got kind of forced into a position far higher than his skills should have allowed.
Mm-hmm.
And Jellicoe couldn't just get rid of him. So he was kind of stuck with him.
Oh.
And where Jellicoe is up in the first of the fourth with the fleet, and they're having gunnery practice like 3 and 4 times a week, and he's making these guys run drills constantly, and he's coming up with battle plans and doing all of the stuff to make sure that his fleet, the Grand Fleet, is
Mm-hmm.
as well trained and prepared for any kind of action as any man could. Meanwhile, Beatty, whose fleet, which had a whole bunch of very expensive dreadnoughts in it too, um, is much closer to London, and so you can guess where Beatty was most of the time, rather than with his fleet.
He was out
And
seducing the girls or whatever.
yeah,
The
yeah, him and his
socialites.
they
Yes.
were having parties, and he's dragging his captains with him.
Oh my gosh.
Um, so nobody's practicing gunnery, nobody's practicing really anything. Beatty is not really listening to Jellicoe, but Jellicoe's not really in a position to fire him. And
Mm-hmm.
Jellicoe produced this book, which was basically this is the action plan for anything. Just if you get into action, just follow this book to the letter, and everything will be all right. And it's brilliant. It's very well written. It takes everything into account. Um, and it's basically stuff that captains should know to do, but it's a handy reminder just to make sure that everybody's paying attention and everybody's kind of on the same page. Um, Beatty doesn't read the book. Beatty doesn't listen to the book. Beatty doesn't know anything about the book, despite the fact that he's saying that he knows everything about the book. He's also writing all of these letters about how training is going and doing all of these other things to Jellicoe. Um, and Jellicoe's like, "Oh yeah, that's good. You know, I was really worried you guys weren't going to train. I'm glad to hear that you guys are training and doing all of these other things."
And he's full of
Meanwhile,
shit.
he's full of shit, and Jellicoe knows it. But Jellicoe isn't really in a place where he can call him out because you don't do that at this time in polite society, right? That's not
Yeah.
how it works in the English Empire in World War One. Because you would a captain is a gentleman first and foremost, and gentlemen do not lie. And you don't want to catch somebody in a lie because then they have to defend their honor, and then you get into this whole thing.
Yeah.
So Beatty knows, or Jellicoe knows, because Jellicoe's wife, who's not up north with him, because she worries that she'll be a distraction, and is not a socialite, but is back home basically just sending him all of the newspapers and stuff so he can kind of keep apprised of what's going on. And then
Mm-hmm.
front page on all these newspapers is Beatty trash talking the shit out of Jellicoe about how he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's not really keeping the fleet prepared, and he doesn't know anything, and
Oh my
he's a
gosh.
coward and everything else. And Jellicoe is stuck in this situation. And he had, I think it was Fisher at the time, Jackie Fisher, who's the guy behind the Dreadnought.
Yes.
Um, Fisher was the first Sea Lord, so he's the guy that Jellicoe's responding to. The two of them had kind of understood that Beatty was just full of hot air and garbage and didn't really give a shit. So at least he has his boss's support.
Yeah.
And he had made it very clear that unless he feels as though there is an opportunity which presents itself where he can win outright, he will not risk any ships in the Grand Seas fleet because they have
Mm-hmm.
a number advantage right now. And that means that the blockade of Germany is safe and secure.
Yeah.
But if he starts to lose ships in tiny little actions here and there, that
It
evaporates.
would be, yeah.
So Jutland begins
Oh
as
boy.
kind of a
Yeah.
nothing. And there is this moment in Jutland called the Run to the South.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going on in the Run to the South, which one of the most idiotic naval maneuvers in the history of modern naval warfare, is Beatty is told repeatedly by Jellicoe, break off action, run to the north. That's where the rest of the ships are. You're like
Mm-hmm.
six of you. There's like 40 of us up here. I see
I'm
it.
okay. I'm okay. I'm
Yep.
okay.
That was a good catch. That was a legit good catch. And so Beatty kind of just ignores Jellicoe and is sending all of these messages. I'm too heavily engaged with these ships. He doesn't really fully understand the situation close enough, and so these German ships are
Jellicoe
outranging him.
doesn't, or Bailey?
No, Beatty.
Yeah, I've heard
Um,
that German gunnery was actually better than. I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that German gunnery was better than British gunnery.
German gunnery was more accurate. British gunnery
Accurate.
was faster, and they had bigger guns.
Mm-hmm.
So the British impetuous would be to close distance using their extreme speed, and they were some of the fastest ships in the ocean at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And close speed, get up nice and tight, and there wasn't anything that the Germans had who could really kind of go blow for blow with pretty much any of the big British vessels.
Yeah.
However, the German vessels had better radios.
Mm-hmm.
They had better captains in general because they didn't have Beatty, and I'm not even joking. Like that was a huge part.
Well, yeah,
And
wasn't one of the things in Jutland like they kept the the British kept the blast doors open, so there was like one
that's all
shell that
Beatty's
just,
fleet.
huh?
That was all Beatty's fleet.
Yep.
All of the losses, the British losses in Jutland, come from Beatty. 100% of them. They didn't lose
Jeez.
anybody from Jellicoe's High Seas Fleet.
Mm-hmm.
So he's running to the south with these British dreadnoughts at maximum speed, and they're basically on the very edged envelope of their range of engagement, which
Mm-hmm.
they can't hit very well, and they're getting hammered by arcing fire from these German guns, which are quite accurate at this distance, and the plunging fire is falling right through the top decks where there's not really a whole lot of armor, and it's
Uh-huh.
kicking the shit out of the British. And Beatty had driven into them that the best thing to do was to shoot as fast as possible,
Yeah.
which was in complete opposite of Jellicoe, who had said the best thing to do is to get hits because there are no awards for the first miss.
Mm-hmm.
So he's he wants the doors closed. He doesn't want powder stockpiled next to the guns. He wants slow, continuous, accurate fire until they get really right up top on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
The Germans, meanwhile, are keeping the Brits at their optimum range. Beatty is too much of an idiot to understand how to close that distance and fight on a manner more appropriate to their ships. And the run to the south is a massacre. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they basically do nothing to the Germans, um, and all the while, Beatty is giving complete nonsense reports over the radio because he has a radio man called. This is not a joke. You can look this up. His radio man, his actual last name is Good Enough. Good Enough is not good enough. Good Enough is terrible. Good Enough is sending
like,
long signals the whole time. So
sorry, I can't
he's
get over that.
Jellicoe is like, I'm sorry, you're where? No, 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 you're where? What do you mean you're here? The last message was 300 miles away from what? What? And so they desperately are trying to give aid, but they cannot, for the life of them, figure out where the hell they are because this
Mm-hmm.
man, Good Enough, is sending like nonsense over the radio.
That's, oh my gosh, that's horrible.
And it gets to the point where Jellicoe basically says, okay, drop the fucking code book. Get me Jellicoe or get me Beatty on the line right now. I don't want to talk to a comms officer. I'm not talking to a radio man. Get Beatty right there. I want his hand to code the message. And then he finally figures out where the hell they are. And he tells Beatty in basically the most stern language that you could have sent in the First World War. Get your ass up here. And
Mm-hmm.
Beatty turns around and then sails back up north with what is left of his ships to the Grand
Oh
Seas Fleet,
gosh.
who Jellicoe immediately takes command, and there are no more losses, despite the fact that Beatty is still not really following any orders the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And Jellicoe is now been forced into a fight where there is no chance of a decisive victory here, but he can't afford to let more big ships get blown to smithereens, so he can't just leave. He's
Mm-hmm.
stuck here fighting a battle that can't be won. And he
Mm-hmm.
takes it into the night, and he manages with his ships and his superior command and control, because he's not a fucking idiot, to save the day, and he saves the High Seas Fleet.
Wow.
Beatty immediately goes back to it's publicized as a loss by the British Navy because they didn't win. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not a thing that the British public are used to. And Beatty gets in front of the press and just completely trashes the shit out of Jellicoe the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And blames the entire thing almost exclusively on Jellicoe.
Oh my
Oh, I had it
gosh.
all in command, but Jellicoe, he just, he's a nice guy, but he just doesn't have the the essential British Navy bravery to just dive in there and fight these guys, and blah 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 blah. And it is so bad that they basically have to remove Jellicoe. And
Oh my god. So because this jackass socialite, basically, that was more that had like no balls at all. You
yeah,
know, they removed
it's
him.
all it's all Beatty. And Beatty's personal letters to his wife, which we have now, are even like, "Oh my god, I fucked that so up. I can't believe Jellicoe saved my fucking life."
Mm-hmm.
But then what's his first like knee jerk reaction? Oh well, I can't
What
be
a
blamed for this.
that's just a jackass. He should have been like, obviously because of culture back then. He basically decided to be, oh well, no, it was Jellicoe's fault, and also they didn't really have like good communications or battle reports back then, so you had to like dig it all up. I'm glad that history kind
Well,
of like cleared his name at least.
history did, but it wasn't until the letters, both from Jellicoe and from um, Beatty, after they
Oh,
had died
surfaced.
in
Oh.
kind of the 70s, um, that it was starting to get out that, yeah, maybe we didn't really go after the right person here. And Beatty was held up as a national hero for his entire life. He died, everybody thinking he was a hero,
Oh my
and
gosh.
Jellicoe was a nothing. And to make it worse, so to get experience, once America had joined, we didn't have any big fleet experience, right, in America.
Mm-hmm.
So we sent our what few ships that were that were worth bringing, we sent them over and integrated them into the High Seas Fleet. And our captain's reports on Beatty were glowing, or sorry, Jellicoe were glowing the whole time. Um, they noted that, even on the day off, he would board our ships and talk to us. And, when we were running drills, he wanted to be present. And when we were having trouble, he would stop whatever he was doing and come help us, no matter what the problem was. What are you doing right now?
I have no clue what we should be doing now. I'm really tempted to pack up and go to a mirror, but I don't know. What do you want to do?
We can go to a mirror if you want. You want to start and squaring up for the Rockets, you mean?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Because we got a lot of
Wait,
work
no.
to do before we can do that.
Oh boy.
Okay, let me start recalling my stuff.
Yep, I'll do the same. Recover. You know what? I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, and then we will be right back. Sound good?
Go, go, go.
So this entire time as I was AFK, Coyote was talking to you guys in chat.
Unfortunately, when he puts the BRB screen up, it mutes me.
Yeah, I didn't
So
have it on the source. I feel so bad.
I've been talking into the blind the whole time.
Oh my gosh. Alright, definitely don't need the Lodestar. Definitely need the Ford F-750 though.
Another time, I will have to teach everyone how to stay awake for 46 hours without methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine. I mean I wouldn't wait, how many hours did you say?
You could. I mean, I'm being facetious, but 46. I think you could probably do 48 pretty easily.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. So my VTuber says Zombico, who's I swear must be a literal zombie if she's able to do this. Um, she did that once, I think, like 2 days of like nonstop streaming. She's just like, oh yeah, drinks 5 hour energy, boop, there we go, we're good. It's like, oh my god, why are you doing this to your
So
body?
there's a trick. There's an easy trick that won't tear your body apart. No. This is an old racing trick, and it works. What you need to do is learn how to make caffeinated eggs.
Caffeinated egg. Wait, what?
So if you go to Amazon right now, you can buy
Also,
a
are your
bag.
trucks ready?
Oh, I'm totally ready to go.
Okay, let's go. We're going to the
You can buy like
Cosmodrome. Cosmodrome.
a 5 pound bag. Pardon me. You can order like a 5 pound bag of pure caffeine. Now,
Why?
well, you can order all sorts of crazy stuff.
Oh my god.
So I have another funny. Okay, so Amazon doesn't know who I am. Okay, hold on.
Wait, yeah.
Amazon doesn't even begin to understand who or what I am, and it basically is very confused by me. To the point where it's constantly throwing things at me that it thinks that maybe I'll like, which don't have any semblance in reality. So I was looking at sunglasses,
Mm-hmm.
which have an appearance similar to a certain PNG, which you all will see in time. And I was like, okay, cool. Hey, it'd be neat to have a pair of glasses like my PNG, right?
Uh-huh.
Because I'm a big nerd. So on the recommended other things that go with those glasses was potassium nitrate, road flares, camping fuel,
Okay, that
and
makes
an
sense.
accordion.
What?
Now, I'm one of those guys who grew up in the country and kind of had to make my own fun when I got a little bit older. And let's just say that shopping list is for the creation of something that you generally don't want to create if you want to stay out of prison. Based on looking at particular sunglasses. But anyway, yes, you can buy if you so desire. By the way, we need to get a metal beam here.
There's something very important I have to do with this. There's something very important I have to do with a certain vehicle that I said I would do. So let's go.
Okay.
Oh god, the cat has better articulation than this thing I just flipped over a trailer.
Oh, did
Like
you make
this?
level 26?
Yes, and I'm doing it.
Good luck.
This thing's articulation is just absolute. Is the interior any? I can't even see. This looks like an average
No,
Azov interior. This thing's
it's
crap.
just dog shit boring.
Well, that and it's just like the articulation's like boing. It feels springy.
Yeah, it's not good. It does not feel nice.
the cat feels nice. Hey,
Okay,
it's
so
got
I gotta go down
differential.
there to get metal beams. I'm gonna clear this roadblock that's like right outside the garage.
Which
That's gonna
one's
be my
that?
little
Oh,
job.
the I hate you one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take care of that, but I gotta go do a whole thing to go do that. Let me get a different truck here. So anyway, on Amazon, you go get your 5 pound bag of. There we go. I want this
I'm a
truck.
little annoyed it hasn't flipped yet.
You can go get your 5 pound bag of caffeine, and I'll warn you if you want to experiment with such things that the pure caffeine that you get in granular form like that is dramatically more potent than the caffeine that you would get in an energy drink. So it's
Well,
very
yeah, because
easy
it's
to
not
say,
watered down.
correct. It's very easy to say, oh, well, I usually drink energy drinks. They have, let's say, I'm just going to come up with a number here 250 milligrams of caffeine for this really stout energy drink that I like. So I'm going to put 250 milligrams of this stuff. The general rule of thumb that I've always tried to use when it comes to making anything with powdered caffeine is to reduce it by like treat it as though it is a factor of like 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to use way less, basically. But anyway, you go get your, let's say, 40 milligrams of pure caffeine. And then you're going to go get your powdered eggs. And you're going to mix them well as a powder.
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to go ahead and just make scrambled eggs like normal.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely nothing special. You're going to mix in whatever you want as far as salsa and cheese and whatever you like. And make a big portion. Make a bigger portion than you think you can probably clear in one sitting.
Uh-huh.
And what's going to happen is that when you cook that, the caffeine will be excited by the temperature and will be bound to the protein chains in your powdered
Mm-hmm.
eggs. It does this more readily with powdered eggs versus um, regular. There we go. Regular eggs because it's already been broken down somewhat. But you're going to go ahead and mix those two together, make your eggs, and go ahead and eat them, and then everything will be fine. And you're going to note that you don't really feel anything happening. It feels almost like it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put more in because what has happened is the caffeine has been bound to the protein chains, which take your body much longer to break down. And
So
as
it's more of a
such,
slow burn.
correct.
Oh.
So that's what you eat. And by all means, variety is the spice of life. So you don't need to only have eggs one particular way whilst you are doing this. But you do want to take several breaks to have meals along the way, not all of them caffeinated,
Mm-hmm.
because your body will respond more to on off than it will a constant drip after, let's say, 18 to 20 hours. And you can have your coffee and your energy drinks and whatever, floats your boat along the way as well if you so desire. But what you really want is them powdered eggs and your powdered caffeine.
Uh-huh.
And then once you get used to cooking with caffeine, which does have a particular taste to it, bitter and kind of chemically and generally unpleasant.
Yeah, that
And
sounds unpleasant.
once you get good at it, however, you learn how to hide it in things like cookies and brownies, and you can make all sorts of caffeinated treats for yourself.
Huh. Very
Caffeinated
interesting.
orange juice, for instance, is not something I'd kick out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the greatest thing ever, but it's pretty good.
All right. I got my fishing cabin set. That's great. Why'd you
It's
just leave the
just
Zickers here?
underwhelming, isn't it? Because I'm gonna, well,
It
because I
is.
gotta go get a metal beam, and I can't get a metal beam with that because it doesn't have snow chains, and I got to go up a bitch ass
Oh.
hill.
Oh shit, you're going up there. Okay.
I got to go that route to go get a beam so that I can clear that. And I don't know what the next roadblock will have. So I'm just leaving
Okay,
the
does this
Zicker
have
over there.
just okay, so does this have infinite metal beams up there? Because I could meet you up there. Or I could go too.
I think so.
Okay,
I'll
which one
know
are
when I get
so
there.
and you're okay, so the Azov has snow chains. Okay, yeah, I'll take my Azov up there. Gosh, it's so nice having an Azov. Alright, let me go
It's
get Nia.
such a good truck. Now do you see why I'm like, it's the
Nia.
best truck in the game?
Yes. It's got crap clearance, but other than that, it's really good.
Well, I mean, it can't be
Tires, chain.
perfect,
Yeah, I know.
but man, it's kind of close.
Hmm. Alright, I put claws on Nia. Let's go. Are you stuck?
That's me? No.
Oh, you're just really slow. Okay.
I'm at that ice point where you have to kind of winch across, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of stuck. This is just kind of the way that this part is. And that's why I want to clear it. Because if we get the now, I think there's two road roadblocks down there. I think there's this one, and I don't know the one I'm working on now, and then I think there's another one.
Yeah, there's another one over somewhere. I had that one shore collapse.
Um, well, I think short
Where's the
collapse might
shore
be the one on
collapse?
the other side too. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's on the
sure.
other side. And this nightmare of a thing.
Yeah, powdered eggs are the shit, man. I don't know why everybody doesn't eat them,
I
but
might. Oh, go on.
I'm a weird guy. I could live on powdered eggs and spam for an uncomfortably long time.
But
Goodness gracious.
I think after I don't know after either after this run or maybe after shore collapse. I'm not sure yet. I'm probably gonna call it a night.
That's good to me, my man.
Yeah, maybe after the rock slide. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that would be a good ending point. Freak, I've been working. Oh, what is it? The site I've been working at. They call it a late start school.
Yeah.
So like I get up at my usual time and whatnot, but like I get out like 2 hours later than I usually would, and it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, hasn't there been so this is one thing I remember reading when I was a kid in school, but like isn't the young brain kind of unequipped to actually be doing anything until kind of later in the day?
Yeah, it's true, but
Cuz I mean like that 6 a.m. thing is like uh, I mean, I am not a morning person at all, right? Like
oh, I'm
I'm
a
a
big
company,
morning person.
I can go in whenever I want. Any day I have to put pants on before 10 a.m., my entire day is ruined. I'm gonna just put that out there. Pants before 10, the day is just a wash.
Actually, I had a Zoom meeting this morning, and uh, just to meet with the team and talk with them, and like I put on my camera, and they immediately see my room, and they're just like, "So, you're at a late start school, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yep." And they're like, "God damn it!" I'm like, heh heh. But at the same time, I'm like, ah, crap. But yeah.
I just can't handle them. I can't. Like the first 2 hours I'm awake, I am I am no good to anybody.
Oh, I'm chipper as
Uh,
all. I'm like straight up ready to rock. Like for me.
I mean, like it's not so bad when if I'm riding the motorcycle in, that
Mm-hmm.
does a pretty good job of waking me up. But like especially in the winter when I can't ride in,
Yeah.
and I mean, like yes,
Oof.
I've done the hardcore. Oh, I'm just gonna ride through the snow, and I've done that before. It's not cool. I'm not doing it ever again.
That sounds like
Um,
you'd just be riding into shards of like literal glass.
it's just
Ugh.
miserable. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, like it's been when I did it the last time. I was on my 990, and I have a heated jacket and heated gloves and heated handlebars, and like yes, that makes it very like tolerable. But at the same time, like when it's like 0 degrees out and there's wind, not even talking about like the wind from doing 60 miles an hour, but like there's just any kind of wind,
Mm-hmm.
much less the 60-mile-an-hour shit. Like what nobody talks about is like how that feels across your neck. And
Ugh.
man, it does not matter how well insulated you are, it gets in somehow. And then I get to work and I'm like an iceman, and then it takes me like 30 minutes to get out of all of my crap
Mm-hmm.
because I got like a jacket, and then I got like an under jacket, and then I got like a heated vest, and I got 3 pairs of gloves, and I got like a scarf and a neck thing and a gaiter and all of this other stuff, and I have to have a special heated helmet with or not a heated helmet, but it has like a heated visor so it doesn't fog up,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes me 30 minutes to get all that shit off, and then I can kind of start to get ambient temperature on me and I get more comfortable.
Yeah.
But like I'm not going out for lunch like that. Or
Mm-hmm.
like if I have to go get a like run an errand or something, like no way, man. It takes me like 45 minutes to get all my crap back on. And then the
Yeah.
whole time I'm miserable. And like I've done it to say that like I'm a big tough biker man, blah 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 blah. Oh man, I'm never doing that shit ever again. That's the worst. It's absolutely just the worst. And I've talked to guys who have done it before, and they're all like, "Yeah, it's the worst." And I'm like, "Well, why do you like? What do you like? What are you doing? Like, why are you doing it?" And it's like, "Oh, well, I've just always done it." It's like, no, shut the hell up. That's not an acceptable answer.
Uh,
And I mean, like, if I lived in Alaska or Minnesota or something, where it's like that's 6 months. 6 months is just this way. Those guys get used to that. Like there's a degree of like acclimatization that happens, and then they're just kind of okay with it. But I am not that way. I mean, I wear like slippers at home in July because I don't want my footsies to get cold,
mm-hmm.
and they may or may not be coyote themed slippers, but that's beside the point.
Um, gosh, that it makes me fortunate that I live in a hotter climate where it just one, it never snows, and two, the coldest it'll get down to is I want to say maybe 40 degrees outside, and yeah, like I said, no snow,
Well, I mean,
but
like we just got a
the heat
snowstorm
is just
here,
horrible.
and it was just like the worst thing ever because I was sick. I didn't
Oh,
even get a snow day because I was already sick for it.
oof.
That's just like the worst. It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you get a free snow day. It's like, no, I'm out for 2 weeks because they got the stupid COVID thing. This doesn't count. I didn't get a snow day this year. That's the worst
Yeah.
thing ever. And it's the best part about living in St. Louis. Because anytime that there's a sprinkle of snow, if there's a vague hint that somewhere snow exists within a 900-mile radius, life stops in St. Louis because everybody freaks the hell out. Oh my God, there's snow. I can't go to work. They shut
Oh.
down every school. It's just terrible.
Mm.
And I mean, the heat's bad too, but like, I mean, the cold's more convenient to a level because you can put on layers, and like that's a thing. But like, at least with the heat, there's this thing called air conditioning and cold fruity drinks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an excuse to drink mojitos.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, 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 oh. Yo.
Oversized cargo and metal beams are unlimited here.
Oh,
Bricks are not.
cool. That's a bummer.
I'm
Not that I
headed
can
back
think of
now.
anything to use bricks on. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing right now.
I don't know what you're doing either. I mean, you're obviously just listening to my angelic baritone voice, but
Well, that
beyond
and
that, I don't know.
I am. Every time I get so stuck in this area.
Well, I'm coming back, so
Why are you
chill out
running
for a
over a
minute.
tree? I'm fine.
Well, I'm gonna have to get you out of the way because I gotta go back that way.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh? Hmm. Come on, Nia. Come on, crawl your way out of it.
There it goes. And I mean, like all the gun ranges shut down and
For everything. Oh
garbage.
jeez. See, that's the thing.
Everything gets shut down.
Where I'm located, it's just like they're like, oh, eh. Nothing really shuts down. Maybe up north you might get a little bit of snow, but that's it. It's just like I like life never stops here.
You guys
How the
also
hell
have
did I do
awesome
this?
ass desert riding
Oh gosh, yes.
and no rust.
Yes, that is the one thing I am blessed about. Oh gosh. I've seen videos. I've seen pictures of cars with this rust. Hell, I've seen it in real life when I go to Minnesota, and just like I am
Well, Minnesota's
appalled
ridiculous.
to see
Minnesota's like
like
on a whole
the
nother level.
oh my gosh, the rust. Like what
Well,
the
that's because
hell?
Minnesota uses so much salt.
I guess you
I
could
mean,
say they're super salty.
well, they are.
Hold on. I need to I'm
Uh,
sorry, that was terrible. You
yes,
can
that was
disconnect if you
terrible.
want.
I'm
Just
tempted.
leave me here to die.
Uh, every bike I've ever gotten out of Minnesota has been like a clusterfuck. Granted, every bike I've gotten out of like any of the desert states has had like 5 pounds of sand in it, but
You like take it apart, you take off the pipes and whatnot, and you just like it's just the sand is just pouring out of it. It's like what the hell?
oh, that's no joke. Like you'll take off like the bearings, in the head or whatever, and you'll like move it around, and you're like, man, what is that in there? And so you end up like turning the frame upside down, and it's just like sand just comes pouring out, and it's just like, how did that? How in the hell do you get sand in a closed like frame? Like there's no place for it to get in there. Yet guess what? It's in there. It's in gas tanks. It's in like fork seals. It's in engines. Every time I've dropped like a bike that has been in the desert for a long time, every time I've dropped an engine and split the case and rebuilt it from, like straight up, yeah, there has been tons of sand in there. And it's just like what are what are people doing like that gets the sand like I don't even understand how it gets in there.
Ow.
It's all sealed.
Thank you for the follow, Mr. Yellow Blocker. We're talking about how dirt literally gets in everywhere. Well, it's like what Anakin said. Sand, it gets everywhere. That's why he
Yes,
doesn't
it does.
like it. And he apparently doesn't like young Padawans either.
He apparently doesn't like a whole lot of anything, like I don't know,
I'm
good
sorry.
movies either.
was just I've been playing Beat Saber so much. I was
I'm not too
thinking.
far from you, by the way.
Okay, have you've heard of everyone's heard of Beat Saber, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just thinking maybe like that's what Anakin did when he was killing all the young Padawans. He just he just put on a VR headset, started playing Beat Saber, and just started swinging his lightsaber around. That's horrible. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
it is absolutely garbage and terrible, and that's why I love you.
Hello,
Bear in
Mr.
mind,
Yellow Blocker. I'm assuming that you probably. Yeah, okay. I forgot the password. I tried to reset it, but when I typed the right password, still incorrect. Oh, okay.
that do
Well,
happen.
anyways, welcome, welcome. Honestly, you want to know my horrible secret? I may or
All your
may not.
passwords are 12345.
No. I may or may not sometimes just like go into like Google, uh, go into like the settings passwords and just like copy and paste the passwords from there into like the boxes, into like different programs and whatnot, and be like, okay, well, that's good. Instead of actually taking the time to remember them.
I don't remember any passwords anymore. Google does
Yeah.
that all for me. But it autofills for me.
Yeah, well, if you have a program that's like outside of Chrome, it's like, oh, freak.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
See,
most
at that
annoying
point,
thing
that's
ever.
when I get that's when I'll just write it on a napkin or something.
Mm-hmm.
All of my machines at work have the passcode sharpied right next to the number pad.
Oh gosh.
Well, like,
That's
so we're not,
that's what like some of the teachers do. And I'm
I mean,
just
like,
like,
we're not running
no.
anything that needs to be password protected because, like, everybody who works there works on a machine. I mean, it's a machine
Mm-hmm.
shop. Everybody who's there who touches the machine is authorized to touch the machines. I'm not trying to lock anybody out. And if I could not have a password lock on any of them, I wouldn't. But these Haas machines all have password locks on them, which is bizarre. And they showed up and they all had password locks. And we were all like, hey, I didn't order that. They're like, oh, well, it's the new standard now. And I was like, well, I
Oh.
don't want it. Can we bypass it? And they're like, no. I was like, and it's not even like a thing where we could have like a badge because that would be like convenient, swipe a badge. I wouldn't really complain about. No, you have to enter a 7-digit number, and all of the machines are randomized from the factory and can't be reset.
Oh. What do you
I
mean
don't like
I took the devil's pat route in Cosmo? Like like Coyote got up there stupid easy. I just got really screwed over.
Well, I'm about to run out of gas, so
Well, you can take it from my gas tank. That's fine.
hold on. Actually, what I'm going to do is this.
Are we gonna do a handoff, lol?
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna go as far as I can. I'm gonna run out of gas, and then I'm gonna go get the Tatra Phoenix and run gas over to my
Well, what
place.
if I could just do that. I could just run the gas to you. That'd make it easier.
Okay,
Yeah, let
well,
me do that because I got the Tatra Phoenix as well. And that's not the Tatra Phoenix.
it is a good gas truck.
It's an amazing gas truck, yeah. Other than that, outside of that,
It sucks because you kind of want to love it, right?
yeah.
Like it's cool, you want to love it, but for whatever reason, they've decided to gimp it, which is bizarre because in real life that truck comes in like 50 trillion configure. Like you can go to the Tatra website. If you tell Tatra, yo, I want a 40 by 40, they will make you that shit. I don't know what the hell you're gonna do with it, but they will make that shit for you. They will do
Well,
that
you can
right
move an
now.
entire house with it,
Yeah,
probably.
I mean it would be kind of terrible, but you can do. Okay,
Deja
I'm
vu.
just completely out of gas now.
I'm going drifting. That was, oh my gosh, that seriously, I'm thinking about the freaking torpedo beats I did yesterday in Dreadnoughts. Oh my god, that was so stupid. When like all 7 destroyers just decided, oh hey, we're just gonna throw all of our long lances. I'm like, oh no.
Also, don't get too close to me.
When do you think you're gonna run out of gas? Because I
Gasoline?
didn't put.
30 seconds ago.
Oh, you're already out.
I'm out.
Shit. I need to put snow tires on this because I was being stupid.
Well, then put snow
Okay, we're
tires
good
on.
now. I did.
I'm going to bring the Zicker over
Okay.
just to unstuck it
Okay.
because it's down in that little stuck place. I don't really know what you want to call it.
Oh yeah, she
The
is gripping now. Oh, the
It's the
Tetra's gonna
pool of
struggle with those
woe.
small tires. Yeah, she is.
But I'll be behind you, so if the Tetra gets struck, I'll poke you. Um.
I'm not behind you. I'm behind you.
Oh, I thought you were in front of me. Okay.
I recovered so I can put snow tires on it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Well, you're probably going to catch up to me.
Yeah, this thing's actually really fast.
I really want to love it. And it feels like if it had active suspension and bigger tires. Like, I don't know why I can't get bigger tires. Like, why can't I equip it with the same tires as the Tetra Force? Why can't I put the big balloons on?
That would be nice.
Right?
Please don't, please don't. I drifted this thing.
If you flip it,
What?
I'm going to make fun of you. More than usual.
This thing has a giant, like, fuel tank on it. What do you expect? I'm surprised it doesn't just explode.
There we go. Okay, I almost got stuck there.
Also, I don't have lock diff. Does this thing even have lock differential?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, crap. I didn't equip it.
I don't
I
know if
think
it's an equipable or if you have to go get the part.
I think I
I
have to
can't
get the
remember.
part.
Well, I'm going to try and drag that the Azov out of that little mire down at the very bottom,
All right.
and then I'm not going to go down. Well, I'll go down into it with the Zicker
The
because
Zicker
Zicker doesn't give a shit.
really doesn't. Just goes whatever.
There's also
Good
another
luck
road
without
that comes out
differential.
of here.
It's behind. This thing's perfectly fine with capable without differential lock. Oh god, those rocks. How do we navigate this? Over here this way.
I think you'll probably be okay without diff lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
be
don't know
fine.
if you'll be great.
I have enough wenching points in that I can just quick wench. Holy crap.
Do you need me to wait for you?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I am
Okay.
perfectly fine. This thing's okay. This thing in reality is just it's more steady than the Bandit, which is surprising.
Yes, but it's just not very well implemented into the game for some reason,
Yeah,
which I don't really understand. The
it
only
really
thing I
doesn't
can
even.
the only thing I can come up with is that they were really worried that like the DLC trucks and stuff would be too OP.
I agree. I mean, there has to be some balancing.
Well, I mean, like, so the Zicker's been in the game for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Zicker's also been in a whole bunch of other Spin Tires and Mud Runner and all that stuff. It's been in a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Um, oh my god, this is gross. This is disgusting.
Come on, girl. Come on, girl. You can make it. Good girl.
This truck is so good in this ice stuff. It is ridiculous. Yeah, they nerfed it. Well, which is like, and it's like it's a weird thing with like how they chose to balance the trucks because early game, like when you first start the game for like when you're stuck in Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
you get a really good sense that every truck kind of has a thing that it does, and like every truck is a different tool in the toolbox, and they all have
Yeah.
like a thing that they do. But when you get like the first Azov, like the little Azov, that's a truck that doesn't behave like that because that
Nice.
truck really legitimately feels like it does everything. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't just do everything, it feels like it does everything remarkably well.
Ooh. I'm sorry, my brain totally blanked for a moment. What truck does it really well? The Azov?
The baby Azov, when you first get it.
Oh gosh, yes.
Hmm.
Whee! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That was just full stop.
And then you ended into this like really weird kind of a situation where a good truck isn't a truck that does one job particularly well.
Mm-hmm.
Like late game, it's here are five trucks. They all basically do whatever the hell you want them to. They all
Yeah.
basically do anything and everything. And then there doesn't really seem to like it's kind of just like, well, this one holds a little bit more cargo, this one carries a crane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, stay there because
Yeah,
the
don't
Azov is
worry.
stuck
I've huh?
very bad. The Azov is
Oh
stuck very
shit.
bad. I don't know what it's stuck on either. Okay, I need to get into it and like move it or something. Let me try.
Do you need me to get into the Zickers?
Maybe. Give me 1 second. Yes. Give me one moment to like rearrange the how the Azov is kind of sitting because I think I'm hung up on something.
Okay. Maybe you're hung up on a piece of ice or something.
I don't know what the deal is. Okay, I'm connected to the Zicker now.
Okay, are you moving at all? I'm not moving at all.
Not a touch.
Oh, you. Nope, you're starting to move. Wiggle your tires a bit.
Yeah, I'm wiggling.
All right, we're moving at least. All right, hold on. Let me refuel the. Yep, we're moving now. Woo! All right.
Yeah, I don't know
Let
what that was.
hold
I
on.
was
Let me
like
refuel.
super stuck on something.
And I just accidentally. Hold on. Let me switch
You're
over.
fine.
I
You're
just.
fine.
I accidentally defueled the Zickers.
Almost out.
All right. How's the Azov doing on fuel, by the way?
Okay, I'm unhooking.
Okay.
I'm getting gas because I'm low.
There you go. You got gas.
Thank you. And you want to get back in the Zicker, or do you want me to?
I'll get into the Zicker.
Yeah, because now you're blocking the way. Oh, you don't need to winch me up. I got it from here. Or wait, do I need to winch you up?
I got
No,
it.
you got it.
Just popping it low and it's fine. It is good, comrade.
Now, if you want to go on an adventure, I saw a road on the map.
Probably not tonight. We're at 2 hours right now.
Okay, let's just go
But
finish this.
we could totally do it next week. I'd be down for that.
Well, I think we need to clean this map up, and then I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, we need to clean this map up. That'll be next time,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think we'll be ready-ish to begin on some of the preliminary rocket stuff.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that we don't get rifles for our rifle racks. I'm just really
I
upset.
know, right? That's so stupid. I want rifles. I mean, it's got
I mean,
everything else military in it, and we're in Russia. We need to protect ourselves from the bears
it's no shit, man. And the Russians.
and and other Russians.
Well, they did pull. So the Zicker's missing its factory military radio,
Mm-hmm.
and it's missing its rifles. But
Yeah.
it's weird that they pulled the radio but left the rifle racks.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Well, it has another. It has a CB in here as well.
Yeah.
But like, what radio are you talking about? Like the military grade?
Yeah, so if you look on the back wall, like the back bulkhead, you
Yeah.
see there's like a weird cutout in the wall.
And there's like a knob there.
No, that's where the whole radio system would have sat.
Oh, but there's
And
like a switch there.
well, there's a switch there now, but like behind that weird cutout is where the radio would have fit.
Oh, okay.
And there's like because I've looked at photos of the Zicker, the real Zicker, and seen interiors of junked out ones. And so there's an outlet that's supposed to be there that the radio kind of plugs into,
Oh.
and then there's some straps that kind of hold it in place. And the guy in the right seat is the navigator. The guy in the center seat is the radio operator, and the guy in the left is just the driver.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. It's also curious that there's two rifle racks, but there's three guys who drive the truck.
Yeah.
I guess because one of them's probably an officer.
Probably.
Are you drifting, my Zicker?
Yes. Is there a problem with that?
Absolutely not. I love it.
I have Eurobeat in my head right now. When the Eurobeat kicks in, but you're in a Zickers.
Drifting at 7 miles an hour.
Pretty much. All right. Yay, we did it. There we go.
Yeehaw. I'm going to zoom ahead real quick just to the other one, the one past this, because I'm curious
Okay.
what it takes.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to go. Oh, the shore collapse, or which one are you talking about?
No, well, so this road that runs along the river, I think there's two roadblocks. There's this one that we just cleared, and then I think there's another one.
All
And I
right.
just want to see what the other one takes.
Okay, while you're doing that, I am going to go search for a raid target. Ooh, that
Yeah,
was fun though.
I don't even know who's streaming right now. Is
This
that
goes to
person that we discussed earlier streaming?
no, they are not. Let's
Oh.
see here. I've got Idrisil. I can raid. Actually, sounds like a good raid target. Oh,
I
hey,
don't
no,
know.
yeah, they are. I already raided them once this week, I think, but I'd be down for raiding them again.
Well, then let's go raid them again.
Hell yeah, let's go raid them. I think, but I'd be down for raiding them again.
I
Oh,
mean, I don't know that I'd want to raid anybody like 50 times in a week, but
wait,
especially when they're new.
wait, hold on. Hey, thank you for the raid, Kid Fox. How's it going? Okay, real talk. We were discussing raiding you guys. Uh,
Kanan, you have to go back and
Kanan.
restart the stream. You have to
Oh,
go
thank you,
back and
Mossy Chew,
restart
for
so
the
we can
shout
raid you.
out. That's golden right there. Let me tell you.
Well, now our whole Grandmaster plan is completely screwed up. I mean, that took months. Okay, that was months of planning.
Months of
I mean,
planning.
I'm sure it sounded like it only took us like 10 seconds, but that was actually months behind
Did
the
the bot
scenes.
die again? Yes, probably. Here, I can manually enter it.
Yes, you came at the end of a stream, Kanan, but it's okay. We still love you. Just, not as much as we did before.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, though. All right, you know what? Well, just to give these guys, our raiders, a little bit more, I'll take your Zickers over there, and we can find out what kind of materials we need for next time.
Okay. I'm just running along the road.
Okay, so are you going over to? Okay, I'm kind of confused where you were headed.
So there's that primary river road. It's the one I'm
Uh-huh.
on right now.
Yep.
And
Oh, there's another
so
collapse there, right? I see it.
yeah, I think there's another collapse somewhere in here. And I just want
Yeah.
to know what it's going to take cuz this is the scary one that we can't brute force. Cuz this is the
Yeah.
one like on my playthrough I was using trucks as bridges and like parking them in the water and like it was a nightmare and it was not fun. Okay, here we are.
Falling trees. Let's
Service
see.
service spare parts 2.
Oh, that's not. Oh, right, yeah. I think I remember.
I don't know where the hell we get that.
Hello, hello, by the way, from Joy and Yakub. I think that's how I pronounce your name. How's it going tonight? How's it going tonight? So then, if that's the case, I'll probably go. We'll probably raid over to Idris, to Yiggy, aka Idrisil
Sure.
Evergreen. They're a fairy
Um,
VTuber, but they really like mechs.
Service spare parts are available from the farm warehouse, which is up near you. Do
Oh,
you want to
oh
grab
yeah.
2 of them and just do it before we call it for the night, or do you want to
Oh
just call it?
gosh, yeah. Let's do it. I'm stealing. I'm inside your Zickers anyway, so I mean the Zickers don't care.
2 service spare parts.
I would legit scream Mashichu if Yiggy did raid us. I'd be like, oh well, crap. Let's go on for another half hour. No, I'm kidding. All right,
Yeah,
get
don't
those
do a half
spares
hour. It'd have to be
parts.
an hour and a half at that point. See, I was preparing everyone for this eventuality, which I knew would happen by talking about caffeinated eggs earlier.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I knew this would happen because I
sure
know
you did.
everything.
Hosting you, friend. Oh, thank you so much for the host. Ow. And thank you for
What'd
the
you do?
follow. Whoop whoop.
How
I'm sorry,
creative.
what? Okay, do you want to explain the eggs, the caffeinated
Oh,
eggs again?
so caffeinated eggs, rather than drinking like a lot of energy drinks and all of that stuff, is the actual way that you stay awake for a long, long period of time without getting like completely. So here's the thing: Caffeine has kind of like a weird taste to it, right? Like just the caffeine itself has a particular unpleasant taste. And if you can't just put it in anything. And so like when we talk about energy drinks, it's just sugar and caffeine. And the sugar increases the rate at which your body metabolizes the caffeine. So you get a harder, faster hit of caffeine. However, that's a really garbage way of doing things if you actually want to stay awake for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is you need to bind it with a long chain protein. And the way that you do that, the easiest way to do that is to get some powdered eggs and mix in not an awful lot of caffeine. You don't actually want to use an awful lot of it. Like 35 milligrams is probably around the top end.
Mm-hmm.
And then go ahead and make your eggs in whatever way you like. And what'll happen is your body takes a longer period of time to break down that caffeine. So you get a long, slow, steady stream of caffeine to help you stay awake without getting all jittery.
I know someone that. Oh, you
Oh
do?
God, no! Oh God, no! Don't do that! Don't do that!
Yeah, no, don't
The
don't
amount of
reduce the monster down to a syrup consistency
no,
because there's a
no.
whole bunch of other stuff in it, and
Well,
it has
Monster
to
is
be the
basically
protein
like
because protein, it's like candle wax. It makes it
Monster
burn
is
slower.
like bleach and caffeine in drink format. Don't put that crap in your body. You gotta like have some like love for yourself, okay? You need to respect yourself and respect your body, and you don't do that by drinking Monster. So you need to stop that. Josh on Mythical Kitchen
Woo!
did it and made some bougie restaurant. I don't care what Josh on Mythical Kitchen did. Okay, I don't care. Josh on Mythical Kitchen can show up to work every day for the rest of his life wearing clown clothes and wear clown shoes and do whatever the hell he wants,
Oh
but that doesn't
gosh.
mean that you should do it. You need to have more respect for yourself, okay? You need to eat better, and we start by doing that by drinking more beer and doing more clever things with our caffeine.
Okay,
Pipeline
wait. What?
punch chalk for salmon. No, no, no. You can't see me right now, okay? Because I don't have a PNG or anything. But uh, I cannot put this seriously enough. No, just don't. Just don't do that. Just don't ever do that.
All right. So I'm
Ugh.
going to go recover my good old Tatra. Is this my his?
Kanan,
No,
throw it
that's
out.
yours.
Throw it out.
Okay.
Throw it
What do
out.
I have?
Kanan needs to throw it
So,
out. Tell Kanan to throw it out. Into the trash.
Coyote
Into the
says to throw
trash.
it out. I don't know. I don't know. You might want to listen to him. You might want to listen to him.
Okay, I did not get fat by accident. It's all good food, okay? Throw that out. Throw it out.
Okay.
Into the trash.
So first things first, I'm gonna.
If you're going to drink energy drinks, about the only one that I think that I won't make fun of somebody for is gonna be Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Because they're
Oh,
relatively low on sugar and they have a little bit of fruit juice action going on and they have some vitamins. And are they good for you? God, no, they're not. But
always in moderation.
if you have to, then drink those. But guess what? You don't need them. You need coffee. Drink coffee. Or if you don't like
Ugh,
hot
ah.
brown water, drink the other hot brown water called tea.
Yeah, I don't like bean water at all.
Do you like tea?
Yeah.
See, that's all hot brown water. As far as I'm concerned, the snootery over coffee versus tea is just an artificial separation. Because what is coffee if not actually just coffee tea? Do you feel me? It's the same stuff.
Oh.
coffee is a tea. Game fuel. Oh my god. People, no. Throw all of that out. All of that out. All of it. I don't care that you live off caffeine and nicotine. I'm a machinist. I live off Miller Lite caffeine and nicotine. You want to talk about the amount of you want to talk about a trade which has consumed more white monsters than any other? It's probably machinists.
Boomer juice. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, you have no idea. I have two guys who work for me who probably down 6 of those a day, every day. And it's like, dear Lord, I will make you people coffee. Do you have any idea how cheap Miller is in my so I live in Bushville or Budweiserville, depending on how you want to call it, which means Miller, in order to sell here, has to cost basically free. Which means I can go get a 24 pack of Miller for about $6 most of the time.
You are a
And
very lucky man.
I am not because it's Miller.
Okay, yeah, that's well. I mean, at least beer here is for whatever reason has been going up in price and whatnot. So you're kind of lucky that in that case, but $6. Oh my gosh, though.
It's
Um,
nothing.
I do agree though that it is piss water.
Yeah, it's
Like
terrible.
I've had it
I mean,
before.
if you just want a cheap beer, just go drink some PBR. Just drink it at the correct temperature, which is to say, very slightly below room temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing that everybody screws up. PBR was invented. Was that whole recipe comes from before they had refrigeration.
Oh, the more you
PBR was
know.
never designed to be drank cold.
All right. So, anyways, without further ado, we're gonna, like I was saying before.
I'll shush.
No, no, it's fine. We're gonna be calling it a night, guys. So, thank you guys so much for coming. I do apologize that we weren't going any later. I'm just, so, but I'd like to thank Cannon for joining us and also everyone else. Right. Uh, if you're interested, I am Puzzle Pulsar. I am a Space Bunny VTuber, and I do all sorts of space content. Literally every week, like Wednesday is my like snow runner day. But yeah, if you're interested, there's that. I also have a Discord as well. But yeah, I will send the raid over to Yiggy. Throw you guys to my schedule, and yeah, that'll be it. Thank you guys for coming. Bye bye.